Hello, bankers. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. Welcome to another session. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. So, quickly join in so that we can start our today's discussion. All right. So, today we are going to continue with our module C. The first, we will be covering the remaining units of module C. We have already done with these many units, right? So these we have discussed in our previous session. So today we will be talking around this. Then we will be shifting our, then we will be entering into module D itself, right? So everyone quickly join in and do let me know if audio and video is fine from my side. कैसे हैं सब लोग? Akhilesh sir, very good evening. A very good evening to all of you guys. So quickly join in and so that we can start the discussion itself, right? So guys, when it comes to unit number 24 and 25, these are very important one. So then equipment leasing, this we have read in INIFS also. A brief summary I'll give you. Working capital, again smaller one, and derivatives, that we have already discussed this, most of the things which are part of INIFS, right? So here we will be starting with capital structure and cost of capital. So when it comes to capital structure, there are few areas. First one is factor affecting capital structure that get asked many times in your examination. Then we have one question which get asked every time आपका, that is weighted average cost of capital or factors affecting your weighted average cost of capital, which is a kind of a combination of cost of equity and cost of debt. So let's quickly understand this particular one. So whenever we talk about the capital structure, so it is a combination of equity and debt itself, right? So whenever companies are planning for some sort of external आपका debt, whenever they are planning for some sort of kind of expansion in growth, so for that one we required capital. So how to arrange that capital? We have two sources. One is equity. When it comes to equity, this is something when companies, they are issuing their shares to the general public through IPO, FPO, and all these particular processes. Okay? So when it comes to your IPO things or FPO things and all, right? So these like equity capital आपका, which is costly for the business overall when it comes to the आपका equity capital, but you do not have to pay any interest on this particular one, and you will lose the degree of control, means the ownership which you are passing on to the general or common shareholders and all, right? So when it comes to this particular one, it is आपका risk capital. Basically we are involving shareholders as a owners in the business itself, and they become partners capital, their equity preference retain. It is share on profit and loss account, so there is no fixed payment on this. When it comes to your debt capital, which is also known as leverage, which is also called financial leverage, so we have to give, like, this is kind of an obligation on the business, where we are generally giving some sort of a rate of interest. We are paying some sort of rate of interest, and after the maturity we have to repay the amount. It can be in the form of term loan, it can be in the form of debentures, it can be in the form of corporate deposit, or any other form like bonds and all. They generally comes under this. No ownership assured after this and this. Now when you'll see the companies now, when it comes to the theories, so we have आपका net income theory, we have your traditional theory, and आपका operating theory. So they generally suggest आपका different areas, but most of the theories are around the proportion of debt should be at higher side compared to equity, because with debt we have some sort of financial leverages. Financial leverages means if you include debt in your company at a like suitable levels, so you can increase the overall market value of the shares itself. So that will eventually help the areas. So that is called leverage or gearing. A high proportion of debt equal to highly geared firm, or that means companies, they have raised maximum portion in their capital structure. Let's say if the capital structure is 100 crore rupees or capital is 100 crore rupees, let's say if it is 30 is to 70, means 70 crores they have raised through the debt and आपका 30 crore they have raised through the equity. Here they will be having आपका tax benefit, right? Basically whatever interest you will pay, that interest will be treated as operating expense for the business. So while you will be paying आपका, let's say your EBIT earning before interest and taxes is, suppose that whatever amount it is, then you have to minus the interest, then you have to pay the taxes on this. But in this particular case, as we are not paying any interest to these particular one, whatever profit you will make, you have to directly pay taxes on that particular one itself, right? So this is something which is generally part of this one. Now this first आपका subtopic, which is very important, the factor affecting capital structure decision. तो norm in the financial system आपका regulation itself, ठीक है, lending policies, bank financial and all, excessive debt not allowed beyond a reasonable level, DSCR ratio. Then we have आपका rating agencies also assess the debt to equity proportion, degree of control, that why we are not going to raise money only with equity, because with equity we lose the degree of control also, right? So promoters avoid diluting voting rights by issuing more equity, prefer आपका debt instrument to raise the fund itself. Then we have आपका trading on equity. Trading on equity means आपका we are issuing debt, and with that debt we are increasing, like trading on equity means using the debt to increase the return on equity. Means suppose that we have taken 100 crore rupees debt, earlier a company's market value was 1000 crores, plus after you have added a debt of 100 crores, so now it will become 1100 crores, the share value will automatically increase. Trading on equity means, let's say you have taken this debt at 7% and your ROI, return on investment, is supposed at 15%. So this is also which is in आपका contributing toward the increment in the overall return of the return from the equity. So more debt, higher profit per unit of equity, because business perform आपका well, that is the general assumption. Cost of debt आपका, it increase the tax deductible, after high debt increase financial risk. So like let's say we have raised 100 crore rupees at the rate of 7%, means every year we have to pay 7 crore rupees आपका interest. So this amount you will be deducting from your earning before interest and taxes. So let's say your EBIT is, suppose that 50 crore during that period, so minus interest आपका 7 crore, so you have to pay taxes on 43 crore rupees only. So this interest आपका, which we generally show as a operating expense. So adverse, now the question is like why we not go only with that things आपका, because in adverse business condition and all, there can be a situation of trap itself, right? So if like let's say there is business risk in the market or economic recession and all, that can lead to आपका some sort of, like companies they might face some sort of challenges with servicing that particular debt itself. Size of firm and business plan, large firm may sustain higher equity. Firms with limited expansion plan may keep lower equity capital. Reducing equity is difficult due to regulatory restrictions also. Ashima ma'am, Sandeep sir, very good evening to all of you guys. Now to decide the आपका your capital, we have three theories. We have net आपका income approach, non आपका net operating approach, which is also known as irrelevant theory, and we have traditional theory. So see what these theories says आपका, कि first आपका income approach which says कि the debt portion should be at higher side, ठीक है, debt portion should be at आपका higher side, means max in your overall आपका capital, ठीक है. Let's say if you have raised 100 crore rupees, so maximum should be debt आपका, ठीक है. This is the idea behind this particular one. What they believe, this theory believe आपका, when it comes to the theory itself, ठीक है, what the theory believe, so it is the cost of debt and cost of equity remain constant. So because debt is cheaper, so injecting more debt will decrease the weighted average cost of capital. So when it comes to weighted average cost of capital, how we calculate weighted average cost of capital? Weighted average cost of capital is equal to your cost of debt into आपका portion of debt, ठीक है, portion of debt. First we will be covering आपका C, remaining one, then we'll come to the D also, हाँ. Cost of equity, plus आपका cost of equity into proportion of equity. This is the simple formula to calculate the weighted average cost of capital. So now when it comes to this one, कि आपका let's say cost of debt, आपका cost of debt is suppose that 7% and cost of equity is आपका 15%. So that is a simple logic says कि if you will be keeping आपका higher proportion of debt, if your debt proportion is high and equity is at lower side, so it will help you to reduce आपका weighted average cost of capital itself, ठीक है. तो like let's say for a firm आपका increase with the leverage, weighted average cost of capital आपका which generally go around this one, ठीक है. When they like let's say earlier they are having some like how you calculate the weighted average cost of capital, you remember this one guys, because for sure one question you will get based on weighted average cost of capital. If you do not remember, I'll sure we will be practicing some question also. So the another theory आपका net operating income theory, it says कि the decision of capital mix आपका means equity and debt are irrelevant. There is no point of any discussion. और आपका if you keep your equity portion high, they won't affect the overall things. So cheap debt आपका benefit are immediately आपका negated by the equity holders demanding higher return आपका in that case. तो weighted average cost and firm value remain completely constant regarding the capital structure. It says it is आपका irrelevant theory, ठीक है. There is no point of आपका working around this proportion of equity and debt. Third theory आपका which is a balance approach, which what it generally says कि proportion of debt should be at higher side, ठीक है. Debt should be at higher side but till some extent, ठीक है. There must be some limit. If you'll go beyond those particular limit, आपका this benefit will start giving you, that benefit will nullify and it will having reverse impact. It will basically आपका reduce the company's benefit in others. So that generally comes under this one, ठीक है. So weighted average capital decline up to an optimal points of the leverage. Level of means if you go beyond than that, then decrease आपका increase sharply as excessive debt आपका trigger massive risk premium from both creditors and equity holders itself, right? Cost of debt, हाँ when it comes to long term, weighted cost of debt into proportion of debt in plus cost of equity into, हाँ बिल्कुल 100% correct है सुशील sir, ठीक है. So that is something which what you have to remember from this. Now if you'll go for the like how this net income theory they have justified कि suppose that आपका there is a company who's like they have a capital of suppose that what amount of capital they have, ठीक है. Let's say if they have a capital of 100 crore rupees, the capital is 100 crore rupees, means they have raised आपका 100 crore rupees from the market where their debt to equity ratio is 50-50, means out of this 50 crores they have raised from the equity, 50 crores they have raised from the debt. So now first their weighted average cost of capital will be how much? आपका 13%. How come 13%? They have the cost of equity 16%, cost of debt is 10%. तो proportion of debt into आपका cost of debt. तो proportion of debt is 0.5 and cost of debt is this. Proportion of equity is 0.5 means 50%. आपका cost of this. So we have reached this one. Now how they prove their point? If we increase the debt portion, how it will reduce the weighted average cost of capital. So that is something. Now if company switch to 60-40, this question you will see in your examination. If company change the structure to 60-40, so how your weighted average cost, because cost of debt is at lower side, obviously your weighted average cost of capital will come down. That is this, right? You got this particular point guys, because many time in my experience, every time they ask question around आपका weighted average cost of capital, right? So what are the factors deciding behind this particular one also we will be understanding. So two type of question. First आपका they'll ask you, how they'll ask this question कि there is a XYZ company whose capital is this and they have आपका their debt to equity capital is 0.50 also, they can mention like this, or आपका let's say it is आपका 50-50% on whatever it is, or आपका 60-40 or 30-70. Now company first they'll ask you to calculate weighted average cost of capital. Last time they added one line कि if company change the structure, so how their weighted average capital will impact it. It will increase or it will आपका decrease. So accordingly you have to answer the things. This is clear, guys. So one thing, net why we always मतलब mostly we follow the net income theory, because of आपका one logic is this, another logic is around the taxation. तो taxation, how come taxation things आपका, तो taxation tax benefit are basically related with the debt portion only. Like let's say sorry interest वाला things आपका, ठीक है. तो let's say there are two scenarios, ठीक है. Let's say we have a capital of 2 lakh, आपका 1 lakh sorry based on 2 lakh total capital is 1 lakh, ठीक है. Total capital is 1 lakh, EBIT is आपका 1 sorry capital is आपका 2 lakh and EBIT is company's EBIT is 1 lakh and tax rate is 25%. This is the case आपका. अब now what they are doing, scenario A, where they have आपका 100% debt. 100% debt means what will be the situation in this particular one, कि they have आपका benefit on this, ठीक है. Let's take this example, something like this. A company have 100 crore rupees आपका capital, ठीक है. So in case A आपका, in case A it is 100% financed by the debt, and where we have cost of debt is suppose that your 10%, ठीक है. That means the interest payable during that period will be 10 crores. So they have to pay 10 crore rupees interest during that period. Up their EBIT, earning before interest and taxes, is equal to, suppose that 50 crore of this company, so their tax liability will be what, 50 crores minus आपका interest, then it is आपका it is equal to 40 crores, ठीक है. That is their EBIT आपका 40 crores. अब this is called EBIT, earning before taxes. So now they have to pay taxes on 40 crores at the rate of 25%. So eventually they can show that interest paid on the debt as a operating expense in their profit and loss account. Up same thing, let's say we have raised 100 crore rupees आपका through equity, ठीक है. We have raised this entire money with equity. So your EBIT is earning before interest and taxes is equal to 50 crores. So let's say the same profit. There is no interest, 0. So EBIT is also earning before taxes also 50 crores. So you have to pay taxes आपका 50 crores का at the rate of 25%. So that means you have to pay more taxes in this particular case itself, right? So this is something how we are making the differences. If it is a combination, 50% debt, 50% equity, means like let's say we have taken 100 crore rupees, 50 crore rupees आपका with debt and 50 crores आपका with equity. तो 50 crore पे you will be paying interest of आपका 50 crore का at the rate of 10%, which is equal to 5 crores. आपका so 5 crore interest which will get deducted from your आपका EBIT, and the another part आपका equity वाला portion will remain same. That remaining 50 crores will be as it is in this particular case. So that is something कि how you are using, how you are leveraging from this particular one, ठीक है. So when determining a firm capital structure, taxation must be into consideration. As discussed earlier, earning before interest and taxes of a firm will not affected by the capital structure of the firm. If EBIT is 100 lakh, आपका with 100% of debt, 0% of equity, it will have EBIT of 1 lakh with capital structure of 0 and equity of 100. What will change आपका the profit of the firms after the taxes itself, because in one case you have to pay high taxes in case of equity, in case of debt proportion you have to pay less taxes up. Got it, guys? Everyone, understanding these particular elements is very very important one. These are from your book only, same case आपका. So here how it is given, a company capital is 2 lakh, EBIT is आपका 1 lakh, EBIT आपका earning before interest and taxes, and they are paying आपका 12% cost of debt is आपका 12%, corporate taxes are 25%. Now scenario A, this is आपका when we have 100% debt, so means EBIT 1 lakh, debt आपका overall debt is taken by the company, capital which is 2 lakh, then interest आपका 12%, 24,000. So their profit before tax is 76, so taxes will be less. If you compare आपका, this is the आपका overall areas. Now when it comes to company B, 100% equity. So here 1 lakh EBIT, 1 lakh आपका debt capital, 1 lakh equity capital. On so not आपका case 2 is 50-50%. ठीक है. So here आपका they'll be having tax benefit of only 12,000. They can show 12,000 as a tax benefit आपका. Then in case of आपका scenario C, where they'll be paying maximum taxes आपका, reason being here it is आपका, the reason being we are raise that capital with the capital only, right? So this is something what generally comes under this particular one. Got it, everyone, guys? Any doubt on this? Aapka Peru sir, you want to say something? Anyone else also, guys? If you having any doubt, any queries and others, so please do let me know so I can help you out with those particular one. Okay. The another question aapka, this question, one question you can get around the tax benefit. Another question you can get aapka around this one. Okay. Taxation benefit is aapka how with like when you raise, you just join this session kya Muni Swami sir? Because when it comes to equity, when companies raise aapka funds through equity, they do not have to pay any interest on that equity. When you pay amount aapka with debt, you have to pay interest. You have obligation to pay interest on that particular one. So fundamentally, what is aapka the rule? Ki whatever interest you are paying aapka to the customers, right? To the investors. So whatever interest you are paying, that you can show as a operating expense. Okay, it will show as a operating expense. Means whatever EBIT you have made a EBIT of 1 lakh rupees. So this amount will get deducted from this. So 1 lakh minus 24,000, which is interest on this. So 76,000, your tax obligation will be at lower side in this case. The another case aapka, where you do not have any debt portion, entire money means that entire 2 lakh, the capital which you have to which you have raised through the equity portion only, so you have to pay higher taxes in that case. So simultaneously it will impact the overall. Okay. How we take aapka 25 which one? That is the tax rate. Okay. That is tax rate aapka given in the question. Usually in India also we have around 25% in general, but they'll be mentioning aapka consider the tax rate of this in the question itself aapka. Okay. So they will be mentioning in the question. Anything else, guys? So understanding conceptually or fundamentally, that is something which is very, very important one. If you aapka skip the fundamentals or your aapka this kind of areas na, so this will be a big challenge for the examination, right? Now weighted average cost of capital, this is something which is very, very simple and this get asked every time aapka, so you have to focus around this particular one. Okay? What is 19,000 aapka? 19,000, where it is aapka 9. This is aapka tax aapka 7, like the capital, the EBIT is 1 lakh. Okay? So the EBIT is, the earning before interest and taxes is how much? It is aapka 1 lakh. Earning before interest and taxes is this minus interest. If I minus this aapka this, so it will come to 76. Now you have to minus aapka 19,000 which you have paid to the government. Then it comes to aapka 57,000. Okay. So it is aapka like 12% interest is aapka 12%. Sorry. अच्छा, this is आपका cost of debt. ठीक है, cost of debt, this is tax raise. ठीक है, cost of interest is आपका cost of debt. ठीक है, interest is your आपका cost of debt, means this is आपका 1 lakh का 12%, 1 lakh का 20% is आपका 24,000. That is the tax rate which is applicable in both equity as well as आपका debt. ठीक है, tax rate is 25% and आपका debt, the fund which you have raised in the form of bank loan or anything else, on that whatever interest you are paying, that is your आपका, that is called debt things. Got it? Any other doubt in this one, guys? Muniswami sir, you got this particular one? Yes or no? Okay, so आपका then weighted average cost of capital, sometime to confuse you, what they'll do basically, this question is again आपका similar to what they have done. The formula you all know. So cost of आपका proportion of debt into आपका cost of debt, proportion of equity into cost of equity. So what they have done with this particular question, they have आपका proportion of equity is 40%, 0.40. Cost of equity is how much? 20% into 20. When it comes to preference shares, आपका ठीक है, proportion is 0.10 into cost of preference share is 15%. Cost of debt is आपका 50% into your आपका proportion of debt is 50% and this is आपका this. So if you solve this one, this is the one. अब now if they change anything, okay, in their question, if they change anything, like let's say after this, if they say कि company is planning to आपका exchange this आपका preference capital with debt, so how it will impact the business, that answer you have to make, how it will impact. So if let's say if this is the question, company is planning to change preference capital with the आपका debt, तो how it will impact the company's आपका overall profitability, ठीक है, sorry, weighted average cost of capital, how it will impact the company's overall weighted average cost of capital. बताओ दोस्तों, समझ में आया कुछ? So how it will increase or decrease, ठीक है. So if they increase आपका weighted average cost of capital, sorry, if they change आपका preferred capital with the debt portion, means now debt will become आपका 60% and equity will remain 40 and this will become 0. So weighted average cost of capital will increase or decrease. Okay, Harshal sir is saying decrease. Other people, guys, what happened? If debt is increased, then weighted average capital will always after decrease, because weighted average, when it comes to the overall areas, the cost of debt is always lower than cost of equity. So that is something what generally part of this particular one. Understood? Got it, guys? Everyone, if you having any doubt, please do let me know so I can help you out with this particular one. Okay? The factor determining this, which you have to remember. Let's answer this question. Answer this, guys. प्रीफर्ड कैपिटल आपका प्रीफरेंस शेयर्स, ठीक है, दैट इज आपका प्रीफरेंस शेयर्स. देखो सुशील सर, व्हाट दे हैव डन इन दिस केस ना, दे हैव डन नथिंग, मतलब लाइक जैसे क्या होता है व्हेन इट कम्स टू द एरियाज ना, सो इट कैन बी आपका जैसे the equity capital, equity we have two type of shares, we have two type, one is the common equity, another one is preference shares. तो उन्होंने बाइफरकेट करके लिख दिया. डेट के अंदर भी व्हाट दे कैन डू, दे कैन बाइफरकेट इट, लाइक सो बाइफरकेशन कैसे हो सकता है कि दे कैन गिव यू बॉन्ड एट अ रेट ऑफ दिस, आपका डिवेंचर एट दिस रेट, और योर लेट्स से आपका बैंक लोन एट दिस पर्टिकुलर रेट. तो दैट इज समथिंग आपका, ठीक है. सो दैट यू व्हाट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. गॉट इट, गाइस? एनी अदर डाउट ऑल्सो प्लीज डू लेट मी नो. So what will be your correct answer for this one? So a company, when it comes to आपका a company, their cost of equity is 12%. Cost of debt is this. Debt to equity ratio is 0.5. Means when it comes to the structure, equity is to debt. Equity is to debt is equal to 50-50, right? अब if they'll mention it is आपका some other ratio, तो accordingly you have to take this particular one. So now means cost of equity is 12% and cost of debt is आपका 8%. Means आपका if you multiply these particular 0.5 it is 6 and it is आपका 4. तो means their cost of capital is weighted average cost of capital of this company is how much? 10%. तो weighted average cost of capital will be 10%. अब same question के अंदर the another part, if company is planning for a new आपका debt to equity ratio, ठीक है, at suppose that it is if I reverse the game, ठीक है, so let's say 60-40, so 60-40, so what will be the new weighted average cost of capital or how this change will impact the company's weighted average cost of capital? समझ में आ जाएगा. तो when it comes to how it will impact आपका, तो अगर हम इस पे बोलेंगे तो what will happen? Weighted average cost of capital will increase. ठीक है, so weighted average cost of capital will increase in this particular one आपका, right? So done, understood? This is clear guys, everyone? So I hope this is clear to everyone. Now next one. 50 हो जाएगा कैसे? 50 कैसे हो जाएगा? 60 इंटू आपका 0.6 इंटू 12, ठीक है, 0.6 इंटू 12 एंड दिस इज आपका 0.4 इंटू आपका व्हाट इज दिस 0.8 0.4 इंटू 8 एंड 0.6 इंटू 12, ठीक है, 12 आपका वॉट एवर यू गाइज आर सेइंग 10.40%. So that will increase from this to this, ठीक है. तो logically you have to understand this particular one, correct है. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. डन है. ओके चलो बताओ. नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर? आंसर 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 गाइस. अब तो बताओ, अब तो थ्योरेटिकल एरिया है. दिस इज समथिंग विच इज वेरी वेरी इजी वन. ओके, तो व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर गाइस? व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस वन? A firm with high ratio of debt to capital in its capital structure means what? It is highly geared, highly leveraged आपका, ठीक है, highly geared और highly leveraged, right? चलो next one. Which of the following statement best describe the assumptions of net working capital? Just now we talk about this. Come on guys, 2 दिन है आपके पास, बढ़िया से एकदम मचाना है, ठीक है, घबराना नहीं है, मचाना है एकदम बढ़िया से. Just focus around the concept thing. Believe me guys, this is completely a game of आपका concept. कॉन्सेप्ट पे जब तक रहेंगे सब कुछ बढ़िया रहेगा. तो व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर? आपका व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर? आंसर करो भाई, इतना इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है? यस मंजुनाथ सर, फर्स्ट एंड करेक्ट आंसर. कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट एंड कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी बोथ रिमेन कांस्टेंट. व्हाट वी डिड आपका इन दैट केस, कि जब आपका व्हेन वी कैलकुलेटेड वेटेड एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल, like when the ratio was 50-50, cost of equity was 12% or cost of debt was आपका 8%. We changed the ratio to 60 to आपका 40, but we did not change this one. So this is the assumption of the theory. Understood? Any doubt on this? The option B without any doubt will be correct answer for this particular one. Correct है? Next one, answer this question. So weighted average cost of capital, one question for sure you guys are going to face. So you have to be आपका careful around this particular one, ठीक है. Come on guys. Tomorrow what you want? कल हम आपका मॉड्यूल डी करेंगे, रिमेनिंग आपका. Day after tomorrow will be, I'll share one PDF tomorrow itself, and then day after tomorrow after your PPV exam we will be doing one concept summary. ठीक है, full fledged आपका start to end. So NOI, net operating income theory approach. So weighted average आपका cap. This is something which is a total value of the firm remain constant regardless of the proportion of debt and equity. As a proportion of debt increase, the cost of equity also increase due to a higher financial risk perceived by the shareholder. It is about net operating income, that is also known as irrelevant theory. Under the approach, total interest cost on debt increase with higher leverage even though the rate of interest or cost of debt remain constant. आपका this is also correct here. Fourth one, the firm market value depend on primarily on the EBIT and business risk, not on the financing mix आपका, right? It does not give importance to that equity and debt combination. The proportion of debt increase, weighted average cost of decline because cheaper debt replace this one. This is आपका income approach, not this. आपका financing leverage आपका impact the firm's operating income since interest on debt reduce the EBIT. No, again they do not give importance to this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here? 1, 2, 3, 4 means option C should be right answer for this particular one. No one answer this question. ऐसे कैसे चलेगा? Yes, only Mansi ma'am for this question or for the previous question. बताओ दोस्तों. Divyang sir, like from last 4 days I'm doing marathon session only, every day, every module and everything. So now आपका next one is, I just one session we have done with the your आपका INIFS ना, that concept summary वाला kind of. So tomorrow I'll send you a documents. Then day after tomorrow, once you'll come after the PPP examination, so we will be doing आपका that session, हाँ. तो फ्रॉम लास्ट 1 वीक ओनली वी आर डूइंग मैराथन ओनली मंडे ऑनवर्ड्स. ऐसा मत बोलो यार, डराओ मत मेरे को, हाँ एवरीवन गाइस. चलो नेक्स्ट वन, व्हेन इट कम्स टू दिस, consider the following statement about the capital structure of a firm. What will be your correct answer? Answer guys. अगर आंसर नहीं करोगे तो कैसे पता चलेगा कि सही जा रहे हो या गलत जा रहे हो? So net working capital refer to the long term funds used to party finance the asset. आपका बिल्कुल सही है. Debt providers are owner of the firm and आपका participate in the profit. No, debt providers are not the owner of the firm. They generally charge interest आपका for their money itself. Third one is आपका high proportion of debt capital is highly leveraged. Yes. Trading on equity आपका beneficial only when return earn on borrowed funds exceed the cost of borrowing. बिल्कुल सही. Then next one, firm with little future expansion plan may prefer आपका higher proportion of debt not equity. They should आपका prefer higher portion of debt not equity. So 134 means option A should be right answer for this particular. Very good. Sushil sir, Harshal sir and Manjunath sir. Why other people are not even आपका giving their attempt? घर नहीं पहुंचे अभी तक, हाँ guys? चलो one another chance. गिव अप नहीं करना है. देखो आप लोग ना, आई नो कि लाइक यू हैव पीपीबी का आपका प्रेशर ऑल्सो, एंड पीपीबी इज समथिंग आपका जहाँ पे वी हैव मैनी थिंग्स आपका साइमल्टेनियसली, बट यू डू नॉट हैव टू गिव अप, राइट? सो जस्ट गिव योर बेस्ट एफर्ट्स. आपका थोड़ा सा 2-4 दिन है जहाँ पे यू हैव टू फाइट, ठीक है, फॉर द नेक्स्ट 3-4 days. देन RBWM इज समथिंग जहाँ पे you can still manage that one with morning evening 2 hour session also. Even if you haven't touched that particular subject, it is doable. बट ये दो सब्जेक्ट हैं जो आपको थोड़ा सा चैलेंजिंग बन सकते हैं, आपके लिए चैलेंज क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. So consider the following statement regarding theories or this. So now all the theories are part of this one. Under the net income approach, increasing proportion of debt can reduce the weighted average cost of capital. Income approach बिल्कुल सही है, ठीक है. Then आपका under the net operating income approach, weighted average cost of capital remain constant irrespective of debt mix. This is also true. Under the traditional position or traditional theory, cost of debt and cost of equity remain constant at all leverage आपका लेवल नो, ठीक है. दिस शुड बी आपको दे जनरली बिलीव इन ऑपरेटिंग आपका योर नेट इनकम अप्रोच ओनली, कि proportion of debt should be at higher side because the cost of debt is low. But what they have said कि आपका it should be higher till some extent. ऐसा नहीं कि आप उसको 100% you are keeping debt only. It will start showing the reverse impact or negative impact. Next one आपका under net operating income, increase in debt portion may raise the required return expected by the equity owners. Yes, that is the drawback. One common आपका simplifying assumption in these approaches, absence of income tax and transaction cost आपका, ठीक है, that is also true, ठीक है. So means आपका 1 2 4 5 means option A will be right answer for this particular one. A must be right answer for this particular one. Correct guys? So this is आपका, that is the statement which was wrong, rest all fine. Next one, unit number 25, आपका capital investment decision. So it is divided between two parts. One is capital investment decision, another one is आपका term loan और आपका project loan appraisals. अब यहाँ पे ना you will definitely see one question around this for at least 1 marks, one question or two question around this आपका 2 marks or 3 marks, ठीक है. Again very very important one. So option number 2 बिल्कुल. So net operating income approach hold आपका weighted average capital and total firm's value remain unchanged. मतलब like first theory was your income approach, उन्होंने क्या बोला कि debt portion should be maximum. The another theory आपका traditional theory, what they said in traditional theory आपका कि debt portion should be higher आपका than equity but till some extent. But when it comes to net operating income theory, ठीक है, what it was saying कि इन्होंने क्या बोला था यहाँ पे कि the mix of equity and debt आपका it won't affect the overall areas. The mix of equity and debt won't affect आपका because if there will be आपका high things, तो जो equity holders हैं they'll also expect high return from the market. Eventually the benefit will आपका nullify what you are claiming in your net income approach, you know. That is the meaning of this. Sushil sir, थोड़ा बहुत समझ में आया? Got it? Other also guys, if you having any doubt please do let me know so I can help you out with this. चलो अब यहाँ पे टू मेथड्स आपका एनपीवी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम बिकॉज वेन एवर वी गो फॉर प्रोजेक्ट अप्रेजल you have to we have like this is kind of for every project appraisal we apply the NPV, and if there will be a question on NPV for sure it will be 2 marks question, ठीक है. First thing, the another one is we have payback period, ठीक है, payback period and we have payback period very simple one, कितने सालों में पैसा वापस होगा, easily doable. And then we have आपका accounting rate of return, again very simple one. The only fight is this, and this is not a fight, very simple one, inflow divide by 1 plus r की power n आपका first year second year third year minus initial investment. That's it guys, right? And here this is completely आपका theoretical. Even if you will not study this particular portion, you are already studying around these particular one in your PPB, and a day before you will be going for the PPB आपका, so that will help you, right? Calculation is easy but differences आपका okay, ठीक है मानसी मैम, अभी कैलकुलेशन वाले पे आते हैं, राइट? चलो, तो when it comes to capital investment आपका what I told you 3 methods. तो basically we have, let's say now we have arranged the fund, we have arranged आपका 100 crore rupees through the capital structure. Out of this, suppose that whatever the equity and debt आपका proportion, we have made the arrangement. Now you have 100 crore rupees with you. What you will do with this? We can do anything with that one. So we have multiple alternatives available in the market. Now, out of these particular alternatives, you are selecting the best project where your company is getting maximum benefit. So to eliminate these आपका alternatives and to find out the best one, you have आपका methods. These methods are generally known as your आपका capital investment decisioning method. They are also part of your CIB. If you'll understand these particular one here, they'll help you there also. Now, when it comes to net income, net present value, this is something की मतलब 100% time we use this particular method for the project appraisal. Every firm up what it says, it is based on the time value of money. Time value of money we understand. Okay? Today's आपका 1 rupee is having a higher value than a years later आपका 1 rupee. ठीक है? So basically, like let's say if I investing आपका, if we invest 10 crore rupees in some project, this is an outflow today, and this project is giving us, first let's assume it is for 3 years. First year it is giving you an output of 3 crores. Second year आपका it is giving you an output of 4 crores, and third year आपका again it is giving you an output of आपका 4 crores. ठीक है? So basically it is, when it comes to net present value method, what you have to remember कि this thing आपका, this method work on the time value of money. It says कि today's 1 rupee is having a higher value than the tomorrow's or a years later आपका 1 rupee. Now means this 10 crore rupee, and which this is the present value of outflow. This is the present value of outflow. And these are the future values. Okay? These are the future value. This money we will get at the end of first year. This we will get at the end of first year. This we will get at the end of first year. So now what this method says कि calculate आपका the present value, calculate present value of future inflows. ठीक है? Calculate present value of future inflows. How you will calculate? This is the formula which you have to use. It is inflow divided by 1 plus R. R is discount rate. Discount rate is आपका, like discount rate आपका basically, which is the आपका financing cost, inflation, opportunity cost, everything. Let's assume your discount cost is 10% and this is the one. तो देखने में क्या लग रहा है? What we can interpret with this, if we'll make a general decision कि आपका 3 करोड़ 4 करोड़ 4 करोड़ मतलब 11 करोड़. ठीक है? We are getting 11 crore. We are investing 1 crore, 10 crores. We are getting 11 crore. We should invest in this particular project. Like we'll get 1 crore rupees profit. It seems आपका profitable. But the value you are getting na, these values are future values. And this money we are आपका deploying today. So we should first calculate the present value of these future inflows. If it is आपका, if your NPV is equal to, if it is आपका greater than 0 means positive, except if it, simple सा rule है, कुछ नहीं. If it is आपका 0 or negative, just reject that particular project. If you'll calculate this one, what will be your answer? बताओ जरा, calculate करो everyone. There was someone आपका who mentioned how to calculate that EMI आपका broader one also. I just saw that particular comment just before the आपका session. In yesterday's session आपका somebody have given one trick आपका, and that is working. I also have applied that one. चलो बताओ how you will calculate this one, guys. What will be your answer? Should we accept this project or reject this project? कौन बताएगा सबसे पहले? कर रहे हो कैलकुलेशन? तो how you will calculate this one? How you will calculate this one? So this is आपका 3 crore, the first year is आपका 3 crores डिवाइड बाय 1 प्लस आर, 1 प्लस आपका 10 की पावर 1. तो इफ आई सॉल्व दिस पर्टिकुलर वन इट विल कम अराउंड व्हाट 3 आपका 3 crores डिवाइड बाय 1.10 is equal to what 27 lakh 27. ठीक है, everyone आपका it is coming under this. सकेश सर इज सिंह आपका रिजेक्ट कर दो सर. हाँ, कैलकुलेशन किया आपने, ठीक है. सो इट इज आपका कमिंग अराउंड 27. ठीक है. सो 27, नो it should be higher than that. I guess I have done some mistake here. What is the आपका case in this one, guys? $98 आपका आ रहा है. ओके, रेट इज आपका डिस्काउंट रेट. ठीक है, दिस इज डिस्काउंट रेट आपका. तो व्हेन इट कम्स टू डिस्काउंट रेट, तो डिस्काउंट रेट आपका दिस इज मींस डिस्काउंट रेट इज कि इफ आई इन्वेस्ट दिस 10 crore rupees in some other project, if I use this आपका 10 crore rupees some other project, if I keep this money in saving account only, I'll get some interest आपका 5-6% whatever it is. Opportunity cost है, inflation also will increase during that period. So that's why that is the in total it is called discount cost. ठीक है. तो 3 crores divide by 1.10 की power 1. Here it is आपका 4 crore divide by 1.10 की power 2. And आपका here it is 5 crores divide by 4 crore आपका 4 crore divide by 1.10 की पावर 3. तो ये पावर 3 वाला केस वी हैव डिस्कस अर्लियर ऑल्सो. 1.10 मैक्स टू मैक्स यू विल गेट फॉर 5 years इफ दे आस्क यू. तो 1.10 इंटू 1.10, दिस 1.10 इंटू 1.10 आपका यू विल गेट दिस. तो रिजेक्ट आपका, एवरीवन इज सेइंग रिजेक्ट. ठीक है. तो बेसिकली व्हाट वी आर गेटिंग आउटकम, whatever outcome we are getting from this minus initial investment, if we are going for that one, it is coming less than आपका 10 crore. So that's why we are rejecting this particular project. In general sense it seems like कि we should accept. वैसे देखने में क्या लग रहा है कि we are getting 11 crore आपका. अच्छा, 1 crore रुपए 3 साल में बन रहे हैं, good. But in when we calculated the present value of these particular one, तो it is आपका coming in the negative itself. ठीक है. Harshal sir, you got this particular one. Only Sakesh sir and Muniswamy sir calculated this one. This we have discussed earlier also. Let's quickly go through this. So आपका investment 1 lakh. The project expected to generate cash flow आपका 30,000 per year for next 5 years, right? So discount आपका which is 10%. The discount rate is already given. So what will be the आपका and what we should do with this particular project? Calculate कीजिएगा. हाँ, तो how you will calculate this one? How we will be calculating first year आपका, ठीक है. So it is first year आपका 30,000 we are getting every year. तो 30,000 divide by 1 plus आपका 0.10 because the discount rate is 10%. Second year आपका it is second year आपका when it comes to second year again 30,000 1.10 की पावर 2. ऐसे ही आपका थर्ड ईयर, फोर्थ ईयर, 5 years. तो वी विल बी कैलकुलेटिंग फॉर आपका 5 years. Then minus initial investment, that is 1 lakh. If it is positive, accept. If it is negative, reject. Little confusing, we'll do it. हाँ, yes. No, देखो see, confusion is like, confusion मत रखो हर्षल सर, इसको क्लियर करके चलते हैं. ठीक है, देखो क्या है. When it comes to your NPV आपका net present value method, it work on the time value of money. ठीक है, time value of money. What this method is saying कि today is 1 rupee. Like it is as simple as that. Like let's say if we invest 100 rupee, if you give me 100 rupee today, आपने मुझे आपका 100 रुपये दिए, ठीक है, Harshal give to Mahesh, so 100 rupees. If I return you 100 rupees after 1 year, it's a profit for you or it's a loss for you or nothing? It's profit for me, it's loss for you. Reason, during that period inflation grows by 5%. तो your rupee value this is आपका this rupee value, like today's 100 rupee is equal to 105 rupee of 1 year later, right? Reason being due to inflation. Now inflation being one आपका element of this discount rate. Apart from that, you might have some sort of opportunity. If you have invested that 100 rupee in some investment, obviously you'll be getting some return. Let's say in FD you got आपका 5%, so you missed that one also, or some other opportunity cost keeping that particular one as a liquidity. So all these costs are adjusted as discount rate. You do not have to calculate discount rate. This is something which examiner will give you. So up the method is it work on time value of money. Discounting methods आपका it says कि this rupee, this 1 lakh rupees we are investing today. This is an outflow of company today, and every year at the end of every year you will get 30,000. In general how much we are getting? 30,000 into आपका 5, 1,50,000. You have invested आपका 1 lakh rupees and you will get 1,50,000, but this is future value. So you have to discount that one. You have to calculate the present value of these future inflows. You have to calculate the present value of those future inflows. How you will calculate? You have to discount them. How you will discount? Inflow, आपका inflow divided by 1 plus r. This is the simple formula. The power n means 1 2 3 4 5. If you calculate that particular one, add all those particular inflows, how it will look like? So we have calculated all these particular one, discounted with 10%, and we got this number. Okay? So if I add all these particular one, the total is 1,13,722, which is, and minus initial investment, how much we have invested on this project? 1 lakh rupees. So the number, the NPV is आपका, which is आपका positive, greater than 0, means you should accept this project. The rule says when your NPV is greater than 0, accept. When NPV is less than 0, reject. Okay? Straightforward rule. That is the case in this one. Okay? Sakesh sir is saying option C. What is आपका option C? बिल्कुल सही है. ठीक है, very good, well done Sakesh sir. So one thing they'll ask you something like this. Got it guys? Everyone. इतना समझ में आया? थोड़ा सा बताओ अगर कोई डाउट है. थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया लगा हर्षल सर? Please go through this. That's why I recommended these particular आपका topic, because this is something in one go it might be bouncer, but you cannot ignore this, because after JAIIB you have to do CAIIB also, and this is something very small one यार. एक formula समझना है वहाँ से. Sometime what they'll do, they'll already discount the rupee. ठीक है, this is आपका discount factor. Same question. Now what they are doing कि we have already discounted this आपका rupee at 1, means that today's 1 rupee is equal to 0.909 years later 1 rupee. आपका today's 1 rupee is equal to 0.826 after 2 years. Today's 1 rupee is equal to आपका 0.751 after 3 years. The value they have already discounted. So in this, sometimes they'll do this kind of thing also. What you have to do, you just have to multiply it into आपका 30,000 into 30,000 into 30,000 30,000. Add that particular one. If it is positive, आपका again the number minus the initial investment. So we have added, multiplied 30,000 into this. So this is the value. This is the present value of that 30,000, which what this chart is showing. This is the present value of that 30,000 which you will be receiving at the end of first year. This is the present value of आपका this 30,000 which we will be receiving at the end of 5 years. So that means today's 30,000 is having a greater value than आपका this, which is proved here. So that is the case आपका. Understood guys? थोड़ा बहुत चमका सबको? Any doubt आपका? ठीक है. If you having, let's say in your book आपका how it is given. So this is given something like this. So consider a firm they'll ask you to make the decision also. Consider a firm want to set up a plant production in this, equipment for this. Initial investment आपका, like they have two choices. Choice A कि to आपका set up a new factory. Choice B is to renovate the old one आपका, to renovate the old one. तो this is आपका two cases. If you'll go for a new setup, initial cost will be high, but आपका you have designed things as per the how you want to deliver that product. And this is the case आपका where you are renovating, so you have to adjust. The operating cost will be high in this particular case. So now they have given the areas like project A, discount factor in this, NPV is आपका this, project B, NPV is this. Up now here we are making a decision based on the same one कि I have to manufacture आपका this marker or the toys. Should I go with the establishment of new plant, or I should renovate the existing one? If it would be like, let's say these are the simultaneous same, the two alternative for same goal, so obviously we will go with this because NPV is high. NPV is high means both are positive, but NPV is high in this case, so we will go for that one. Now if it would be like project A is for toy manufacturing and B is for this marker manufacturing, so both are profitable. If you have money, first this you have to anyhow go for this, and for this one also you can accept this particular one. ठीक है, we'll do it both आपका, but priority first. हाँ, अब like if they ask you कि for the marker manufacturing you have two options, we have to opt only one, so you will go for this. But one project A is toy manufacturing, project B is marker manufacturing, then in that case what you will do आपका, you can go for both if your pocket allowed. So that is the case आपका. ठीक है, understood? Yes, हाँ, new plant which will be आपका helpful. अब this is the first one, first method, NPV things. Harshal sir, another also if you got this one. Now another method which we have, that is called payback period. Very simple one, इससे आसान कुछ नहीं हो सकता. It is non discounted आपका usually. In your curriculum it is आपका non discounted, but sometime when you come to CIIB it will ask you to discounted calculate the discounted payback also. So what this method says, देखो, do not go for this theoretical thing, just understand कि let's say we are investing 10 crore rupees in a project, and the project outflow is first year आपका, this project is 5 year आपका, let's say it is 3 crores. Second year आपका it is generating आपका 4 crores. Third year it is आपका generating 3 crores. Fourth year it is आपका generating 5 crores. 5 crores. ठीक है. Sixth year आपका, fifth year it is generating another 3 crores. ठीक है. तो this is the expected outcome from this project. अब how we calculate payback period? It is simply says कि time taking for investment to recover the initial आपका outflow. So what will be your answer? कि how quickly we are getting back that invested money. तो 437 plus 3 means आपका payback period will be 3 years in this particular case. ठीक है, simplified version. तो payback period is all about कि how long it is taking आपका to recover the initially invested money, whatever amount we have invested, how long it will take आपका to recover that particular one. That is your payback period. It does not consider the remaining what is going with the project and all. That is only the critique of this particular one. And now this is the one case. They'll not give you this type of case. What they'll do कि if I change these numbers, now I'll change these particular numbers, this number. So suppose that the third year we are getting 5 crore rupees. Third year we are getting 5 crore rupees. So now if you have to calculate the payback period, so what will be your answer? अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा you have to use the logic. First means anyhow 2 years are gone. तो it will be 2 years point आपका. अब now this portion आपका we are using how much? We have remained with how much money आपका? 7 crore means 3 crores we have remained with. 3 crore divided by 5 crores. The outcome is your answer. ठीक है, कितना होता है 3 divided by 5? 3 divided by 5 is equal to 6.6. So 0.06. So it will take 2.6 years to recover the money. ठीक है, so that is the one. So how you will calculate this one? The remaining, the portion आपका which remain out of like third year we will be getting 5 crore rupees. Out we do not need 5 crore because we have already covered आपका 7 crore rupees in last 2 years. Now we need only 3 crore. So 3 crores आपका the remaining divided by the overall. So we reach this one, and that is your answer for this. Got it guys? Yes or no? समझ में आया सबको ये? एनी डाउट ऑन दिस? तो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर पे बैक पीरियड, जस्ट हैव टू अंडर, तो घबराना नहीं है, ठीक है? अब घबराना नहीं है, चलो पहले आप मुझे ये वाला पोर्शन आपका पार्ट नहीं है, ठीक है? मेरे को इतना टाइम नहीं मिला इसको आपका एडिट करने का, बट वी आई हेल्प यू हाउ यू कैन सॉल्व दिस वन ऑल्सो. यू हैव टू आंसर दिस साइड, आंसर दिस गाइस, आंसर करो, देखते हैं, लेट्स सी हु विल आंसर दिस वन. तो अ प्रोजेक्ट रिक्वायर इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट 12,50,000 आपका, एंड इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू जनरेट प्रॉफिट दिस. अब यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट द पे बैक पीरियड, ठीक है? सो पे बैक पीरियड आपका अभी, when it comes to discounted, in second case you do not have to answer, and even you do not require this cost of capital in this case, okay? Just consider the numbers and you have to calculate the payback period. What will be your answer? बताओ, आशिमा मैम कहाँ है हमारी? इतनी शांत हैं आज, और बाकी लोग, श्री नंदिनी मैम एंड ऑल, why so silence, like this much of silence? पहली बार, हाँ सही, दूसरी बार, कल भी साइलेंस ही था वैसे. ठीक है, दिव्यांग सर समझ में आ रहा है? and other people also. So that's why I recommended आपका few topic कि this is something they are fundamentally driven. चलो बताओ आंसर क्या होगा इस क्वेश्चन का? What will answer for this question guys? रिवॉर्ड सेट करना पड़ेगा कुछ, हाँ? Sakesh sir is saying option A will be correct answer for this particular one. बाकी जनता क्या कहती है हमारी? चलो we'll give time to others also. हाँ बिल्कुल सही जा रहे हो सकेश सर आप, मतलब आपका ए और बी में से ही आंसर होगा, और बाकी भी वही सेम ही है वैसे. अच्छा क्वेश्चन डिज़ाइन किया है. 3 years के बियॉन्ड है आपका, क्योंकि प्रॉफिट, ठीक है? प्रॉफिट इज आपका, द पे बैक पीरियड विल बी 3+ आपका, ठीक है? सो 3+ आपका होगा. तो हाउ यू विल कैलकुलेट एवरी वन? मुनीस्वामी सर, सी मुनीस्वामी सर बिकम वेरी स्मार्ट नाउ, हाँ? सो वॉट वी हैव टू डू, वी हैव टू ऐड दिस दिस दिस, ठीक है? So these 3 years आपका, now proportion of this particular one, if you'll add these 3 years आपका, it is coming around what? It will come around how much? 7,10,000, right? आपका 7,10,000, it is coming around 7.10 lakh, right? Now no, 7, not 7.1 lakh, it is 6 point, okay, third year आपका, ठीक है? So it is coming around, numbers बताओगे थोड़ा सा? 10,50,000, 12,50,000, 11,60,000, ठीक है? 11.60. प्लीज डू करेक्ट मी इफ आई गो रॉन्ग. एंड आर अमाउंट इज आपका 1250, ठीक है? आर अमाउंट इज 1250, तो मीन्स द डिफरेंस इज आपका 90,000, राइट? सो वी हैव टू टेक 90,000 फ्रॉम योर आपका अनदर वन, राइट? करेक्ट जा रहा हूँ ना मैं? हाँ करेक्ट है. तो नाउ 90,000 डिवाइड बाई what is the earning from your fourth year? 4.80 lakh, 4.80 lakh. So if you'll solve this particular one, 1.9 means आपका बिल्कुल सही, वेरी गुड गाइस, 0.19. सो इट इज आपका 3.19 years, राइट? तो 3.19 years आपका, दैट इज मतलब ओवरऑल इफ आई वी टेक दैट पर्टिकुलर वन, तो दिस इज द वन, राइट? तो ऑप्शन ए विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. अब हाउ वी कैलकुलेट द डिस्काउंटेड वन? अब दिस इज द अनदर क्वेश्चन इज, यू कैन टेक इट एज अ एनपीवी क्वेश्चन, ठीक है? दिस अनदर पार्ट आपका यू कैन टेक एज अ एनपीवी क्वेश्चन. सो डिस्काउंटेड मीन्स आपका वेयर वी आर यूजिंग एनपीवी. तो व्हाट वी विल बी डूइंग, first आपका in case of discounting what we will be doing आपका, we have to discount all these particular one, we have to discount आपका these two, ठीक है, these numbers. Why we consider 3 years? Because it is taking 3 years. 3 year का total was 3 year का total कितना था 11.60, ठीक है, 11.60 lakh, ठीक है, इन तीनों का टोटल इज दिस. योर इनिशियली इन्वेस्टेड मनी इज 12.50 lakh, मीन्स 3 साल तो पूरे गए, ऑल द 3 years गॉन आपका इन दिस केस, राइट. तो दैट्स वाई वी टुक इट आपका 3 पॉइंट आपका. नाउ फ्रॉम द फोर्थ ईयर we have a lag of कितना, we need 90,000, but fourth year it is showing आपका कितना 4,80,000. we do not need 4,80,000, we only need this. So that's why 90,000 divided by 4.80 lakh, which is your 0.19. So that's why your answer is this 3.19 is your answer for this case. सुशील सर, चमका, समझ में आया, क्लियर है? अभी भी कोई डाउट है? वेल एंड गुड. चलो अब आते हैं हम लोग, if this question is for NPV or for the discount one. अब what will happen? Same NPV वाला logic will be applied, ठीक है. These are the future values, ठीक है, these are the future values. Discount means you have to calculate the present value of future inflows, right? That same logic. अब you have to discount this. They have already given you the numbers, ठीक है, they have given already the numbers, right? So what we will do? आपका 3,20,000 into your how much 0.893 equal to, then we have the another year आपका second year is 0.797, third year आपका 0.712, fourth year आपका it is 0.636 and fifth year आपका 0.567, ठीक है. तो if you will calculate outcome, it will, once you will reach the amount 12,50,000, once you'll reach आपका 12,50,000, तो 12,50,000 mostly it will come around this, ठीक है, let's say 4 years आपका as per the option, means अब the remaining amount which you will pick from here, ठीक है. So 4 year आपका, because why it came आपका the time value of money, it was without discounted, it seems कि within 3 years will get, with discount आपका it extended for one another year because the value of that future outflow become lower. So that's why it is the case. Understood? Everyone guys, any doubt please do let me know. So here आपका solution also 3.19. If I discount all those one, by the end of fourth year we are getting 12,22,270. तो 12,22,270. अब fifth year we have 5,20,000. उसका we have taken the आपका proportion, ठीक है, तो this is proportion आपका 27 this divide by this, तो 0.94. That's why आपका 4.09 years for this one. Got it? Any doubt on this guys? See, when you'll come to CAIIB, you have to deal with this. I just directly picked this question from CAIIB, so the question was actually nice, so you can understand the area. Shall we move forward guys? Shall we move forward? Everyone. The next one we have ARR, accounting rate of return, ठीक है. ARR is, when it comes to ARR, very simple one again, ठीक है. आपका when it comes to this is आपका very simple, ठीक है. Fourth year you have calculated 80,000. See what is the numbers here आपका, ठीक है. So discounted, you got this one, how we calculated discounted cash flow. Discount same logic आपका, inflow 1 plus r की power n. But why we didn't go for this particular formula? Because they have already given the discounted numbers आपका, per rupee discounted number is already given, same NPV वाला case which we have solved earlier also. So we just multiplied inflow into आपका the per rupee value, we got the exact value आपका or present value of future inflows. After adding all these one, we entered for this one. By the end of fourth year, what we are getting back? 12,22,270. Your initial investment was how much? 12.50 lakh, 12.50 or whatever the number it is, ठीक है. So आपका हाँ 12.50. तो we need this money. This we will pick from the fifth year. How you will get this? Divide by fifth year inflow. That inflow आपका adjusted inflow means this rate आपका this amount which is discounted amount, we get to know this and that is the answer. Muniswamy sir, got it? Other on people guys, shall we move forward? अब तीसरा जो आपको याद रखना है that is ARR. No sir, I am day saying that आपका payback period is less money like 60,000. In PPB आप payback period आपका back period is less money like 60,000. See, this is आपका non discounted. ठीक है, this is non discounted. These are the future values. ठीक है, these are the future values. Sorry, these are the non discounted inflow. This is आपका discounted inflow. So if you'll calculate the discounted inflow, means it is like in first case आपका non discounted case, what we are assuming, today's 1 rupee is equal to आपका tomorrow's 1 rupee or a years later 1 rupee or आपका 5 years and 1 rupee. But here in this case we are discounting them. ठीक है, discount means you are using a discount rate which is 12% given in the question. But you do not have to go for this because they have already discounted आपका 1 rupee value. This is the 1 rupee value at the end of आपका second year. This is 1 rupee value at the end of third year. So that's why we just have multiplied that. Same question आपका, this is like आपका this. Why did we did not did आपका the same calculation inflow in this? Because they have already given the numbers here. So we just have to multiply and we get to know. So that's why it is going आपका 4 years. ठीक है, in without discounted, obviously without discounted value will show higher. That's why we recovering the money within 3 years. And with discounted will be आपका the future value will be less. That's why it is going in the 5th year आपका. ठीक है, that is the case. Okay. Anyone else guys? Next one we have ARR, accounting rate of return. Okay, when it comes to this, again this is kind of one of the simplest method. You just have to remember one formula. So ARR is a method of evaluating an investment profitability by comparing the average accounting period, the initial investment or average investment. Unlike other method, ARR focus on accounting data rather than the cash flow or widely used in due to simplicity. How we calculate this one? ARR is equal to average annual accounting profit. Average annual accounting profit divided by initial investment. Okay? Or average investment. So it is something आपका if we have done investment in multiple average investment. Average annual accounting period. Like let's say first year we have आपका 10 crore rupees. Second year आपका we have आपका 15 crore rupees. तो एवरेज इज आपका 25 डिवाइड बाय 2. ठीक है, दिस इज योर 12.50 crore is average accounting profit of last 2 years. Average investment divided by average investment. Let's say we have made only initial investment of 5 crores, or if you have done investment twice thrice, just average it out, you will get to know the answer for that particular one. So initial investment आपका, how we calculate the average investment? Initial investment plus salvage value if any divide by 2, that is the formula. How we calculate this one? Pradeep sir, very good evening. चलो बताओ, what will be your correct answer? As per my experience, ठीक है, what as per the importance of topic, I'll suggest NPV on the top, right? Because see, whenever we go for any sort of evaluation of project na, this is something what we preferred first. Okay. Others आपका like ARR is also get asked many time. NPV, then ARR, then payback period. So just we have gone through all these one. Hope you got these things easily. So what will be your correct answer? Now, if I calculate this proposal X. So what will be ARR of this? तो ARR, what was the formula? Average आपका annual profit divide by average investment, ठीक है. So average investment, तो year आपका 4 है, तो we have, if I go for this one, तो first आपका annual profit 20 40 60 1 60, सॉरी आपका 60 110 140 डिवाइड बाय 140 80 आपका 120 80 आपका 140 डिवाइड बाय 4, तो 140 डिवाइड बाय आपका 4, दैट इज 35,000. तो यार दिस इज आपका हाउ मच 35,000 फॉर द फर्स्ट केस. Average investment is how 34,000 divided by 4. तो whatever the outcome it is, outcome is कितना होता है 35,000 divided by 4 is equal to आपका into 100, so it is sorry. So what we are calculating आपका overall, तो 35,000 not divided by 4, it is आपका divided by 2 lakh, sorry, आपका 35,000 into 100, so it is come up 17.50%. तो ARR of proposal A is how much 17.50. हाँ, और ARR ऑफ प्रपोजल B विल बी व्हाट, बताओ दोस्तों. तो क्या होगा आपका, तो टोटल आपका 25 35 आपका 45 एंड दिस डिवाइड बाय 4 30,000, तो इट इज आपका 30,000 डिवाइड बाय 2 लाख इंटू 100, so it is equal to 30,000 divided by 2 lakh into 100 is equal to 15%, right? So ARR of this will be आपका 15%. The accounting rate of return, it is very simple. It says आपका कि how we are generally calculating this investment, evaluating an investment profitability by comparing the average accounting profit एंड आपका इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट, ठीक है. तो लाइक what output we will get, the average of this and your initial investment, ठीक है. So how you will get the average आपका annual profit, so this is whatever the profit is divided by number of years, like it was 2 in this case, in our case it was divided by 4, and आपका average investment is initial investment plus salvage value this, so we get to know about this one. तो 15% and आपका 17.50%. Okay, any doubt guys, tell me. Lakshmi ma'am, B आपका 31.8 for what? A previous question क्या? I miss your doubt and all. चलो. So these were some important areas. Apart from this, we have some आपका term loan and other things. So you do not have to worry around this. Just focus around these topics and all, that will help you. ठीक है. अब आते हैं next one. Unit number 26. Break लिया जाए एक 5 minute का. And I have to change this location also. So we'll take a break of 5 minutes. थोड़ा सा mind को शांत करते हैं, ठीक है, अच्छे ढंग से बैठाते हैं. Then we will start with the your equipment leasing, right? क्या कहते हैं सुशील सर, कहाँ शांत हैं सब लोग? Why you guys are very quiet today? Okay, everyone guys, इतने सारे लोग देख रहे हैं, एकदम ऐसा सन्नाटा हो रखा है, ठीक है. Let's take a break for 5 minutes. आपका जस्ट हैव अ टी कॉफ़ी, एक वॉक कर लो जल्दी से, एंड देन वी विल स्टार्ट विद दिस वन, ठीक है. दिस विल टेक हार्डली आपका ओवरऑल आपका 40-45 मिनट्स, ठीक है. एंड आपका सर कब क्लास आपका कब तक होगा? इट विल गो अराउंड 9-9:15. हाँ, तो तो वी विल बी कंप्लीटिंग आफ्टर दिस, देन वी विल बी एंटरिंग इनटू मॉड्यूल डी आपका, ठीक है, हर्षल सर एंड अदर्स आल्सो. चलो, जस्ट अलाउ मी 5 minutes, आई हैव टू चेंज दिस लोकेशन आल्सो एंड देन वी विल रिज्यूम. Okay guys, so shall we start आपका? ठीक है, तो next unit is all about, this is something which we have done many time, आपका leasing, lease factor, finance lease, operating lease. I guess this time also in INIFS आपका there was one question around the lease things आपका, right? So that is आपका the GST things, income tax on lease and accounting. These are important areas from this particular topic, right? Because they are at as per the accounting standards and all, right? So Indian accounting standard. Please do remember this Indian accounting standard 116 and accounting standard आपका 19, which generally define the lease agreement. They are related to आपका lease agreement. So as per this particular one, we have two type of lease. One is operating, another one is finance lease. So this is something what we have done earlier also. Feature of finance lease and operating lease, and Indian accounting standard 116, which is आपका bit important here. So I'll directly come to the questions. Taxation purpose when it comes to GST. So GST, we have Section 7 CGST Act. We generally lead this particular one as a the transaction itself. I have reached. Okay, sorry. Just a minute. Huh? Yes. Just a minute, sir. Okay. Sri, it is आपका for on penalty company it is आपका 1 crore, and आपका defaulting officer it is 2 lakh per default. This is per default आपका company 1 crore, and आपका defaulting officer it is 2 lakh per default आपका, right? So when it comes to section 135 in this particular case, okay, chalo. So now when it comes to section 7, it is basically whatever the, like, let's say if we are dealing with a lease agreement of a laptop, we are taking laptop on lease, and आपका GST is 18%, so on that particular one also it will be 18% only. The book areas also bit important. Lesser आपका the owner, they'll charge the depreciation, and for lessee the user आपका it is basically kind of expense for that particular business when it comes to the taxation things and all. Then apart from this, we have Indian accounting standard 116. Please go through this one, and now let's practice some question. I hope you remember this one because we have discussed many times. I have already uploaded PDF, huh? Whoever is asking for PDF. So till module C, I have already uploaded, or the till yesterday's session आपका. So just after the session, you will get for this one also. Quick whatever आपका query, ठीक है? Query types, हाँ? Ma'am, I have already uploaded for the INIFS, sorry, AFM आपका so far module, whatever we have done so far, and we'll do it for this one also. Capital lease आपका, finance lease, which is also known as this. So which one capital and revenue expenditure in taxation? See, when it comes to for the tax purpose आपका, ठीक है, when it comes to the tax purpose, आपका the owner means the lessor who will be using as a depreciation, ठीक है, they'll be charging depreciation, and the lessee means the user or the lessee, they'll be showing it as whatever rental they have paid him, they'll show it as a operating expense आपका, ठीक है, this is the one. तो lessee as a operating expense, lesser आपका as a depreciation in this particular case. Next one. So when it comes to a lease is a transfer of, it is a transfer of right. So option C without any doubt will be right answer for this. Very easy one. Chalo, now we'll come to some statement based question. Yes, ma'am. On app आपका AFM folder, you'll get all these. So which of the following situation are normally considered the characteristics of the finance lease? The ownership of asset. Okay, answer this one, guys. Operating lease was, I guess, in INIFS they asked question around the operating lease आपका. So mostly their question will be around the taxation things or the legal aspect of आपका lease things that can be asked in this question. Or they can ask you one question around the comparison between these two and others. ठीक है. So ownership of asset is transferred to lessee by the end of the lease term. Or in case of finance lease, आपका this is true because the useful life is equal to the lease period. The lease term is substantially less than the economic life. It is equal to आपका, just now we talk about this. The lessee has option to purchase the asset at a price substantially lower than the fair value. Yes. The present value of minimum lease payments at inception amount is subsequently fair value. The lessee has right to cancel आपका without paying substantial. No, they have to, if they are exiting from the lease, they have to pay the substantial amount also, right? So this is आपका 134. 134 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. Taxation wala question I will find out, just a minute. This is the one. 2 marks it was. They'll ask mostly the question around the taxation or GST wala things. What I can आपका expect from this? Answer this question, guys. So operating lease is basically fair value is आपका basically, like let's say we have given an asset on lease and at the time of maturity the market value of that asset, the remaining value आपका, if we go for a sale, that is at what price we can sell that particular one. So that is the one, considering the market factors. Book value and fair value, there is a difference. Book value in your accounts आपका, what is the value, and fair value is adding the market conditions also. A finance lease generally one where substantially all risk reward incident to the ownership and are transferred to the lessee. The lease term cover only the minor period. No, it cover the overall one. A lessee may be classified as operating lease when lessee can cancel. Yes, cancelable lease are operating lease. The next one is lease classification depend more on substance of transaction than merely from the legal agreements and all. This is also true. A wet lease is the operating lease where the lessor also provide the services such as maintenance. Lessor provide the maintenance and all. This is आपका true. So 1345. 1345 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. Exactly GST wala question is not there. Okay? No, I guess we missed this one. We have discussed those type of question also in your आपका INIFS. And if you like still facing some issue, you can just go through that PDF आपका once and twice. Now next one we have working capital management. So when it comes to working capital management, so here the working capital, then we have sources of this and the working capital assessment by bank, or the three methods आपका. This three method wala thing is get asked every time in your examination. So please do take care around this one. Okay? The working capital decisions आपका, how we make this one. The working capital is all about basically the day-to-day आपका requirement of the business, current asset minus current liabilities. So a portion which we generally the difference आपका which we generally fund through the long term asset आपका, right? So while the fixed asset आपका are required, they are insufficient for daily operation. In business must carry current asset like these to deal with the your day-to-day things. So working capital cycle, which is kind of a cash to cash cycle. Determinant आपका stock of raw material require to be held. Working आपका progress, ठीक है, depend on the conversion of process. Stock of finished good carried before the sale आपका. Then we have credit required to provide it for the purchase. So cash to cash cycle is basically like, let's say you have आपका raw material with cash, we will purchase raw material, then it will be in work in progress, ठीक है, then finished good, then we will sell them on a आपका credit, then after some time you will be receiving the money. There are some businesses आपका where the working capital is, the cycle is आपका lengthy, but in some businesses, especially the utility businesses आपका, the working cycle is at a lower side, right? Let's say the transportation and others, because they are like, let's say railways, okay, they first receive money, then they provide the services and all, right? So working capital cycle, total working capital requirement is directly tied with the length of working capital. So longer the cycle, higher the requirement. Like if anything is seasonal business or construction project and others, they have a longer cycle, so they'll be requiring higher working capital. Utility businesses, they have like those who are dealing with the utility businesses, so they'll be having lesser requirement, but because their cash generation is at a higher side itself, right? So raw material stock volume required to be held, work in progress and receivables, which we have discussed earlier also. So the factors आपका, these are the factor, आपका nature of business, service base आपका, like electricity, railways, low working capital requirement because cash sale, a little inventory with them. Trading financing companies, high working capital, large receivables and आपका inventories in their case. Size of business, that also affect the working capital requirement. If it is आपका larger firms, they require higher capital. Production policy आपका continuous or steady. So inventory build up during the off season, needing more working capital. Average production policy help आपका seasonal things also. Seasonal variation, busy season high working capital, slack season आपका low working capital. Operating or working capital cycle आपका longer cycle, higher working capital. Influenced by supply disruption or import need or industry credit practices also. So we have discussed all these particular one आपका. Now when it comes to the sources, okay, what are the core sources of the working capital? We have own sources आपका from the net working capital or proportion from the your long term assets, long term liabilities आपका, what generally comes under this, like long term. And net working capital is basically the contribution from the long term sources. So when it comes to suppliers credit, this is something which is depend on the market conditions आपका, how quickly they are providing the money. Other liabilities आपका salaries and all, and bank finance आपका where we take the loan, working capital loan and others. The ratio will be remain same. How we calculate this? Current asset divided by current liabilities, similar to your आपका current ratio, which we have discussed yesterday also. The range is also similar, 1.2:2 आपका, which is considered as a good score in others, ठीक है. So sources of working capital, one is own funds आपका, long term sources brought in by the firm, act as critical margin money against the liquidity crunch. Accruals आपका, how the company is generating आपका, liabilities already accrued but paid later, so like employee salaries, electricity bills and all, how much you are holding for those one. Spontaneous short term, management has little control on these particular one. Trade credit आपका, negotiated delays in payment to suppliers, ठीक है. Let's say you have purchased raw material on a credit for 3 months, so how you are doing those particular negotiation, they'll also help you in this particular case. Apart from this, we have tool like, we can go for public deposit, inter-corporate deposit, आपका right debentures, or we can go for the commercial paper also, ठीक है. So these are the areas, ठीक है. Accrual is basically आपका when it comes to accruals ना, it is something आपका like let's say there is some expense आपका like let's say we have example can be suppose that आपका like let's say any bill which is payable to the company, but that bill is providing a time duration of 30 days or 40 days or whatever the time duration. So for 40 days you are getting a period of 40 days to settle that particular one. So this 40 days आपका period will help you to reduce the overall requirement or anything else. Like what was the example here? Liabilities which were occur on the business but paid आपका later. Any liability which is occur on the business but which we are paying आपका later. Like let's say employee salary, electricity bill or quarterly taxes and others. So it is spontaneous and short term. It is आपका like how you are have managed the things. The policies around these particular one will affect the working capital. Like let's say if you cannot defer the payments or electricity bill or this, so you will be requiring more money. Or if it is आपका there is a grace period kind of things that will help you to manage the other areas. So management has little control because it is decided by the externals. Relies on industry, government in this, not highly significant source आपका. But some cases like let's say that bill can be deferred for 15 days even. So for 15 days you are getting a relaxation period of 15 days or anything else आपका. Like let's say the other one also. Harshal sir, CP which we have discussed, right? So apart from this, factoring and forfeiting are the another sources. So factoring and forfeiting, they are part of kind of your bill discounting things and all. Then what we have, assessment of working capital. It start with the gross working capital. Gross working capital means the inventory which you have, receivables and other current asset, cash and others, cash and equivalents, minus spontaneous liabilities like the payables, current liabilities like salary, electricity bill and others. The difference between these two, current asset and current liability is known as working capital gap. Okay, and आपका minus net working capital means the contribution which we are managing from the long term sources, then equal to the remaining amount which we have आपका the requirement of bank finance. So what bank Tandon committee says कि at least 25% contribution should be from this particular part. Like let's say if their requirement is 100 crore, 25 crore must be आपका fulfilled through this, then only we will go for the remaining 75. For this we have three methods आपका. These three methods are this. Okay? This is something which is very very important guys. Okay? Every time we see this question in your examination. The first method of lending आपका, so Tandon committee recommendation, while bank formulate आपका own policies, these historical method which anchor the calculation part. First one is they known as first method of lending, second method of lending, third method of lending and all. So first आपका first method of lending rule आपका bring net working capital at least 25% of the working cap, means 25% should be financed through the long term sources. That is this calculation, total current asset minus current liabilities आपका excluding bank finance. Current ratio आपका could result in a current ratio of less than 1.33. Just you can ignore this particular part also. Okay. First method says कि आपका you have to bring आपका net working capital of at least 25% of this, कि whatever your working capital requirement उसका 25% you have to arrange from the long term sources, then only we will go for the finance. The second method says your bring net working capital at 25% of total current asset, and the another rule is missing from here. Sorry, I just forgot to add that other slide again. 25% of net working capital at okay. So this rule says आपका bring net working capital at least 25% of total current asset. Whatever your total current, this is about you have to, this is working capital requirement का 25%. This says आपका 25% of your total current asset should be financed through the net working capital. Third method says आपका bring net working capital equal to 100% of core asset, okay, cash or receivable and all, plus 25% of remaining or other current asset आपका. So these are the three rules which we generally follow while we go for the working capital or whenever any company is applying for the working capital finances. You got these particular one, guys? Yes or no? And Harshal sir, your doubt got clear? The accruals is basic in simple terms आपका like the salary, utility bills or any आपका obligation on the company, ठीक है, which like which is not in your hand, okay, that how they have defined that particular one, the billing period and all. So it depend on the other party, okay, how they are deciding the billing things. So that date, if they are providing some sort of relaxation, that will help, that will basically, like if they are giving additional 10 days, means that additional 10 days you do not require money for those additional 10 days or the other part. Okay, चलो now when it comes to the areas आपका the question itself, ठीक है. So trade credit is a credit provided by supplier of goods and services. Duration of this depend only on the profitability of firms आपका. The amount of the credit available by a firm depend partly on the hidden cost. The amount of credit availed by firm depend on partly on the hidden cost of the credit. Discount may available for the quicker payment. Yes. The firm with peak liquidity position usually negotiate for a longer credit period for the from the supplier. So all are correct here. So D must be right answer for the no D. Savitsa D will be right answer. Second one is also correct. First one, trade credit आपका provide by the suppliers for a good and service, and duration of credit depend only on the profitability of firms आपका. If you, how, like if you will be in profit, they'll be providing you. If you are a Reliance, they'll be having a longer credit period आपका. If you are in already in loss, so they'll be having some sort of fear. This is true. Amount of credit availed by firm depend on party on the hidden cost. Sometime, like let's say, if you are discounting things, कि how quickly you will make payment or how deferred payments you want to make, so that will involve some hidden cost, like at a discount rate. Like let's say there is a payment which we have to make after 90 days, so it will involve some interest after 90 days or for a period of 90 days. Or if you are discounting it earlier, so you'll be having benefit. And third one is also correct. D must be right answer for this particular one. Not D, it's B. What was the correct answer then? B आपका means credit duration is influenced by the industry practices, firm reputation and liquidity. Same things was the mention ना. अच्छा okay, it is saying कि आपका not only profitability, it is adding आपका other dimension also. Sorry guys. So it is saying कि not only profitability, we are adding the other measure also. Profitability is also considered in that case. Only आपका means we are not considering this. Sorry. So it is not only profitability, also the example of Reliance was fine, but not only profitability, the other measure also, right? Next one, guys. So consider the following statement: current asset of firm and the sources of finance. So public utility undertakings such as electricity and water supply require very little working capital because they provide services largely on the cash, correct है? Like railways and all. Trading and firm require more fixed asset. No, they require less fixed asset, but the working side, this should be wrong. If production policies kept steady across the season, inventories may pile up in off peak आपका production during this. True है, if you are producing things at a same pace, so during a lean period आपका there will be more inventory with the company. A longer operating cycle increase the requirement of working capital. बिल्कुल सही है. The next one, net working capital refer the portion of the current asset financed through the long-term sources, generally expected 25% as per the Tandon committee, correct here. Accruals such as salary, payable and this are considered as a current liabilities, बिल्कुल सही है. Management has a significant control over the accruals. No, they are not by the management, they get decided by the external factors, so it should be wrong. Means 1345 1345 means आपका option A only will be right answer for this. But why D? What was option D आपका? 1 3 no 1 3 4 is also correct. Yeah? A longer working capital cycle increase the requirement of working capital as inventory, receivable and expense are this one. ठीक है, ऑप्शन ए गाइस. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, दिमाग में पीपी भी चल रहा है अभी भी क्या? ओके चलो नेक्स्ट वन. Under the turnover assessment methods, what percentage? This get asked many time. Please do remember this. We have discussed many time. So it is आपका 25%, right? Methods आपका I'll just search. You go for this question, guys. Okay. Back to back questions. So Zenova Engineering Limited is planning working capital आपका strategy 25, 26, 27. The company estimate total current asset requirement at 240 crores. It has already tied up 180 crores through the short-term liabilities and borrowings. Management is considering additional source such as commercial paper, trade credit and others. They are the alternative source of finance for the business. Now, you have to go through these particular statement and you have to find out the correct one. Means this is for the revision purpose only. So net working capital required from the long-term sources. So it is आपका 240 minus 180, 60. Yes, true है first one. The second one is current ratio after मतलब the difference आपका, the difference between these two. Current asset minus current liabilities. The difference is 60. So this should be financed through the long-term sources. This money they should have from the long-term sources आपका, right? Of their current asset. Current ratio after arranging 180 crores short term आपका 1.33 time आपका finance, that is also the standard one actually. The third one is commercial paper can be issued with call and put option. No, when it comes to commercial papers, they are unsecured instrument and they do not get issued on call and put option आपका. Commercial paper can be issued in a denomination of 5 lakh and multiple. Yes. Factoring may be with आपका recourse or without recourse to the client. Factoring आपका forfeiting. हाँ, factoring can be with or without recourse. Forfeiting is only without recourse. Forfeiting is generally आपका domestic receivables financing and may be with without recourse. Now this statement is wrong. It can be आपका basically forfeiting is without recourse backed by the LC and used for the international transaction. Intercorporate deposit are generally unsecured instruments. True है. The next one is trade credit cost include आपका hidden cost like cash discount. That is also true. The next one is आपका right debenture issued to shareholders may also support working capital. Yes. So 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5 and आपका 7, 8, 9. Option A only will be right answer for this particular one. Correct है guys? Very good. Next one. With and without recourse आपका. With recourse means basically it is backed by some security where in case of default आपका the client whoever is discounting bill they'll be responsible. Without recourse means here it is also mentioned here. client bear the default risk. In case of without recourse आपका, the factor means the bank will bear the risk itself. Manisha Misa, here it is आपका perfectly defined also. Next one. Okay. Three methods of lending. ठीक है. Manufacturing firm use different lending method based on the accepted principle working capital assessment. You have to go through this one and you have to find out the correct one. Okay, so Seal sir is saying B. Other people also, guys. Uh, Sabit sir is also saying B. In case of a new enterprise, projected turnover may be estimated using production capacity, propose आपका market shares and availability of raw material in industry norm. Under the holding methods norms, आपका receivables are generally more difficult to estimate than inventory. Receivables are generally more difficult to estimate than inventory because production process must examine the in detail आपका. In holding method, inventory आपका should be this. This should be wrong. It should be reverse actually. Under the first method of lending, borrower must bring at least 25% of net working capital gap आपका okay true है. Bring the working capital gap of 25%. Under the second method of lending, borrowers must bring 25% of current asset. This is also correct. Under the third method of lending, net working capital requirement 100% of core asset, current asset, and 25% of remaining. This is also correct. Means 1345. 1345 means option B, 100% true, will be right answer for this particular one. Very good, guys. Next one. Okay. Now the final unit from module C is आपका derivatives. So derivatives आपका, when it comes to derivatives, so this is similar to your INIFS, almost आपका similar, ठीक है? Like same derivative market, regulators of derivative, types of derivatives, and importance of derivative and all, ठीक है? Like in some topic, what we have generally seen कि there are some accounting perspective in others, but this is a common topic. And even if you'll go through the data also, so that is exactly same. Is there any question in आपका INIFS based on derivative? If no, this is highly recommended because आपका you'll definitely see question around the derivatives. If yes, then आपका chances are 50-50. ठीक है? Sushil sir and other, those who went आपका INIFS, was there any question based on the derivative? So when it comes to the regulation, we have two regulators. Mostly it is by RBI, SEBI, but RBI which generally regulate the interest rate derivative, foreign currency derivative, and आपका credit derivatives. No, okay. So we are saying no means they'll definitely ask question around this one. ठीक है? So when it comes to the derivatives आपका functions, main characteristics. So the definition base कि value is आपका strictly value is generally derive and depend upon the underlying asset. It is high leverage product आपका, ठीक है? No or initial आपका very less margin is required. It is आपका settle in future date. So when it comes to आपका the economic function, it help us to shift risk आपका shifting, hedging, market efficiency, capital generation, and आपका increase the market depth also, right? That is what. अच्छा, in your question आपका there was forward rate आपका, ठीक है? For maybe in some shift आपका they have asked it happen आपका shift to shift also it generally change आपका, right? So we have two type of derivatives. आपका one is OTC, over the counter, another one is exchange. अभी इनमें तो कोई डाउट नहीं है ना guys? आपका over the counter derivative. Then we have future, forward, options, swap. So these are the areas which are generally part of this particular one. So I'll come to the question only because we have discussed these particular one many times, or especially in INIFS also. Let's practice some question. So the requirement of maintaining a variable margin account is applicable to in which type of derivative you have to maintain or you have to deposit and maintain that margin on M to M basis. What will be a correct answer? Batao. Tell me guys, everyone. Yes, very good. Sushil sir. So it is आपका exchange traded derivative. So basically in OTC we do not require any margin. But in case of आपका exchange traded derivative, we require a initial amount. That amount is called margin. And you have to maintain that margin on M to M basis. Mark to market basis, it is generally known as. Right. Let's practice next question. Ask order of stock exchange in India. अच्छा, okay. In your shift आपका it is around the stock exchange. हाँ, stock exchange, that means that question was around the capital market आपका, ठीक है. Stock exchanges, the list of stock exchanges was part of the capital market, right? Module D. And derivative was part of, again, module D. Both were part of the आपका module D only in INIFS. Okay, ठीक है. Santosh sir, just go through this question. I'll go back to that. So basically, we have आपका 4 type of derivatives. One, मतलब if you understand the difference between OTC and आपका exchange traded derivative ना, that will help you to differentiate all these particular. I'll come back to this one because that is ना bit lengthy आपका topic. So I'll try to quickly summarize that one. Okay. So first, what will forward contract are standardized? Wrong hai. Forward contract are not standardized. These are OTC. OTC are customizable. Means सुशील सर आपका आंसर गलत है. INIFS में भी गलत आंसर किया था. OT आपका forward OTC contract customized between parties. Statement 2 is correct, right? Future are this, if you go for these one, reverse statement. Future are standardized by the exchange, and they are exchange traded, right? One key advantages of forward is they help to avoid the liquidity risk. आपका price variation and downside losses true है आपका, ठीक है. So that is called hedging. A major disadvantages of forward contract is that they must be performed in full and carry credit risk आपका, yes, counterparty risk, and at the time of completion obligation need to be fulfilled. Next one आपका forward are most useful in forex transaction where spot exposure can be hedged against this, especially exporters, importer, they use this one. So 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 means option B will be right answer for this particular one. So guys, when it comes to your, just a minute, I'll come back to that one. So when it comes to the first, the differences आपका, because see why this chart will help you. The OTC means forward, आपका forward and आपका swap, ठीक है. These are OTC contract. And exchange, when it comes to this, your future and options are exchange traded derivatives. Means if you understand the differences between these two, you'll get differences between these आपका like forward versus future, swap versus future, or forward versus options in future also, right? So when it comes to this OTC are, these are the private contract which are privately negotiated between the parties. Parties are like your bank and आपका the customer, okay, like exporter and others. So bilateral contract directly between two parties with or without intermediary. So standardization is none, means they are customizable in nature. So size and maturity of this particular one is customized according to the need of the parties. High counterparty risk is involved. Okay? Let the another party, they can walk out sometime, or if they do not fulfill the obligation at the time of delivery, there will be problem. Exchange आपका traded which is get traded on recognized stock exchanges like NSE and BSE. They are strictly on the centralized exchange. They are standardized, means the contract size, maturity, or the expiry date, lot size, everything is decided by the exchange itself. You cannot modify those particular one according to your requirement. Risk management, required trading आपका, they generally require when you enter into this particular one, future contract or options, you have to pay initial amount, that is called, in future it is called margin, in case of option it is called premium. So you have to pay that particular one upfront and you have to maintain that particular one आपका on day to day basis, or that is called M to M basis, mark to market basis. So that is something. So up when it the question is about forward, so we know forward is a OTC contract. Otherwise, when you see the definition of forward and future na, you will see same definition. कि forward is basically आपका contract which is OTC, which is customizable, which gets settled in future date, where buyer and seller is agreeing to buy or sell in the future date. When it comes to future आपका, a contract whose value is derived from the basic one because it is आपका derivative, and they'll get settled in the future date आपका, ठीक है. So they'll get settled in future आपका, they are exchange traded, ठीक है. The trading happen, they are highly liquid, they are less liquid, counterparty risk is zero just because of M to M and all. So अब when it comes to this, तो your future आपका, a future contract is the agreement between two parties to buy or sell an asset in certain time in future. Like let's say आपका currency future, let's say we have USD INR. So now let's say the spot rate of USD INR is 95.1020, and the future of this currency 6 months later आपका the contract is trading at 97.2030. अब there is a deal between आपका bank and आपका exporter. Bank is exporter is agreeing to buy on this price and bank is आपका agreeing to sell on this price. So this is a contract between these two. So that is up when this thing is happen in exchange आपका, it is called future. When this contract is negotiated privately between two parties, that is आपका known as forward. If I'll show you the definition of forward also, it will look like similar. Okay, I forgot to keep that definition क्या. The forward is basically आपका forward is OTC, similar type of exact similar type of आपका definition, but the only thing is that this negotiation in one case, in future case, this negotiation is happening over the stock exchange or any recognized stock exchange, and in case of forward it is happening आपका over the counter, means parties are meeting face to face and they are negotiating for this pricing and others. So that is something. Now apart from this future and forward, we have options. The options आपका which give right to the buyer of the option to buy or sell, but not an obligation. Now what does it mean? So a right to buy means आपका call option, a right to sell means आपका put option. So basically when you enter into options, let's say Reliance आपका 550 rupees current market price, and if Mr. X is bullish about this, he is assuming कि by the end of June आपका prices will go beyond 600. So what he did, he buy a call option. He buy when you are bullish, when we buy call option, when we are bullish about the security, when we think the prices will go up. So he is bullish, he'll buy the call option of strike price of 600, and for that one he has to pay some amount. That amount is called premium. Suppose that it is 10 rupees आपका, right? So this is आपका like now what happened? By the end of आपका June, if actually prices went up, let's say by the end of June, the prices were 800 of Reliance. Now what will happen? It's a in the money call. It's a profit situation. The expectation are met of this particular person. So this premium will go up. Accordingly, this premium will also move up. Let's say it went to 100 rupees. So now the right to buy. So now X will exercise this right to buy because he is getting 100 rupees आपका per call in that case. The another case is he was expecting कि prices will go beyond 600, but prices remain आपका at the same level or less than that. Let's say prices came down to 500 of Reliance. then this 10 rupee will become आपका, this 10 rupee will become 0 because आपका this is the premium, this is a combination of intrinsic value and आपका time value. So we follow a principle when we buy the option. There is a rule आपका, when you buy option, whether it is call option or put option, unlimited profit and limited loss up to premium paid, means this आपका we follow a principle of which is called max or zero. Okay, that is the principle which generally get applied here. Now in put option, when we buy put option, means we are bearish about the security, when we think prices will come down, so accordingly you'll buy this one, and if prices will come down you will have benefit, otherwise it's a loss. The call option which generally give आपका buyer right to buy but not an obligation. Put option which generally give आपका right to sell but not an obligation. तो buyer right to buy आपका and put option this. When you sell option, ठीक है, the payoff will just reverse, ठीक है. When you buy option, these are the case. When you sell option, unlimited loss, limited profit up to premium paid. So that's why selling options is very dangerous, because आपका if it is exercised by the another party who is making profit, they'll you have to pay in that particular case. We have two type of option: American options, which can be exercised on or before the expiration date, and European options आपका which get exercised only on the expiry date आपका. In India we have European options only. Then we have आपका swap, ठीक है. Swap is basically आपका flip of currency, ठीक है. They are मतलब exchange of currency, that Uno वाला swap आपका, right? So this is similar. Company A who have taken loan at fixed rate, company B who have taken loan on floating rate. Company A is आपका expecting कि MCLR will come down, so company B will get benefited. B is expecting कि आपका this MCLR will go up and they'll have loss because they have to pay extra, and this 12% is a fair deal आपका. So what they did, like at the end of second year, this is their expectations. So for the remaining 8 years, they enter into a private contract where they are exchanging, like they have switched the position, fixed versus floating. Okay? A shifted to floating, B shifted to आपका fixed. So whatever the differences there will be, they'll exchanging with each others. So that is your swap contract. That is called swap contract. Okay? So we have interest rate swap where we only exchange interest आपका in two currencies. Currency आपका where we have change principal as well as interest, principal plus interest, and here आपका interest only. Mostly these things happen in आपका foreign currencies. Basis swap आपका, ठीक है, both leg the swap are the refer to the difference floating rate, means what is happening, one is linked to MCLR or MIBOR, another one is linked to LIBOR. So that kind of arrangement आपका that generally comes under the basis आपका swap. ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत पहले पढ़ा. We have discussed these particular one in detail. There is one another tool आपका CDS must be there. हाँ, CDS is again very important one. If they like अगर ये नहीं पूछा गया है ना, there is high chances आपका they can ask you question around the CDS also. Credit default swap, ठीक है. So this is something आपका which is kind of a most emerging product, and even during the global, this was one reason for the global financial crisis, and during 4 to 7 it expanded आपका very rapidly, right? So protection, we have three parties. One is आपका protection buyer, which is bank. Another one is आपका protection seller, which is another bank or some insurance company which is acting like a insurance. And आपका we have the reference entity. Like let's say bank A have given loan to आपका company X आपका 10 crore rupees. They have some collaterals or they have made some arrangement, but still there is a probability of default. So what आपका bank A is doing, they approaches आपका bank B, where let's say this party B which made some sort of promise कि आपका if this reference party, if company X default, we will pay you or repay you the remaining outstanding balance. For that you have to pay us this amount. That amount is called premium. Okay. अच्छा ओके, इंटरेस्ट रेट स्वैप के अराउंड आपके उसमें केस स्टडी था, ठीक है। देन अभी यहाँ पे इंटरेस्ट रेट स्वैप नहीं पूछेगा, मतलब कहने का मतलब ये है अगर वो सीडीएस के ऊपर देर आर हाई चांसेस विच कैन बी आस्क। डन है, चलो 2 मार्क्स के लिए था। बस अब आशिमा मैम इसके आगे ये मत बोलना कि आपने गलत जवाब दिया, ठीक है। And what is your plan for tomorrow, guys? Tomorrow, can we continue the session or you want to prepare for PPB? यार हाँ, आई थिंक यू शुड प्रिपेयर फॉर पीपीबी। पीपीबी का टेंशन मुझे भी बहुत ज़्यादा है, बिकॉज दैट पेपर इज समथिंग आपका। एंड डू नॉट गेट ओवर एक्साइटेड विद पीपीबी, हाँ, आफ्टर सीइंग द क्वेश्चन एंड ऑल। ऐसा लगेगा कि यू आर गोइंग टू स्कोर 90 टुडे, एंड वंस यू सबमिट आपका, इट विल बी लाइक कि आप, इट विल बी लाइक 90 का 60 आ गया, ठीक। हाउ कम? हाँ, संतोष सर, यू हैव पीपीबी ऑल्सो, दोज पीपल हु आर मेंशनिंग हियर आपका पीपीवी, यू गाइज हैव पीपीवी ऑल्सो क्या? इफ यू डू नॉट हैव पीपीवी आपका, सो what I'll do, I'll share one video आपका, a video means I have done one marathon session in past, I'll share that particular one so you can watch that particular, I'll add that particular one, because see PPV is something जो पढ़ के आपका that one go revision and all ना, that will help you in that case. कॉन्फिडेंस, अब पीपीवी का कॉन्फिडेंस इज लाइक हर्षल सर, वंस यू विल सबमिट दैट वन ना, दैट दैट टाइम ओनली इट विल कम, ठीक है। पीपीवी का कॉन्फिडेंस इज लाइक कि मतलब आई ओनली स्कोर द लोएस्ट स्कोर वाज इन पीपीवी ओनली, ठीक है। एंड आई वाज आल्सो वेरी एक्साइटेड कि टुडे आई विल गेट समथिंग आपका 90 95, बट वंस वी हैव डन दिस वन, तो दैट इज समथिंग। हाँ हाँ, नो प्रॉब्लम नो प्रॉब्लम, आपका क्योंकि अच्छा 50, हाँ। सो संतोष सर, व्हाट आई डू ना, आई गिव यू वन वीडियो फॉर मॉड्यूल डी, एंटायर आपका मॉड्यूल डी, एंड देन डे आफ्टर दैट वी विल बी डिस्कस प्रैक्टिसिंग दैट आपका एएफएम ऑल्सो, ठीक है। आई विल बी रिलीजिंग वन वीडियो आपका, जस्ट वॉच दैट वन, दैट विल हेल्प यू इन दैट केस। Okay, guys. So consider the following. That video will be covering all the units after. So which of the consider the following statement regarding the derivatives and their regulations in India. So a derivative derive its value from moment in this. अरे ये क्वेश्चन तो बहुत आसान है। Exchange traded derivatives are fully customized. Wrong. ये क्वेश्चन, hedging derivative reduce the exposure to adverse price movement and stabilize the expected cash flow. Speculators usually hold derivative mainly to आपका ensure the existing asset against volatility. No, it is आपका, the statement is about hedging. Hedgers आपका, not speculators. They, speculators is basically they are expecting the price movement आपका, ठीक है। They are buying for the price movement, kind of gambling. After the merger of FMC with SEBI, commodity derivative which is regulated आपका by the SEBI, 135. 135 means option C will be right answer for this particular one. Okay, next one. A forward contract is an exchange आपका standard exchange traded standardized agreements that can be easily square off before the maturity. Forward contract is आपका no, it get expire on maturity only, exchange traded है. Future contract are generally more liquid than the forward and traded on exchange. This is true. In a generic interest rate swap, principal amount are normally exchanged inception and at the maturity आपका no. It is in case of interest rate swap, we do not exchange the principal, only interest. Call option give the holder right, but not an obligation to buy the underlying asset at a strike price within a specified period. European option exercise is permitted only on the expiration date. European options exercise are permitted, yes, true. So 245 means option A will be right answer for this particular. Very good, guys. So option slide is not getting changed. Okay, just allow me 1 minute. Huh? So option A will be right answer for this particular one. Done है? चलो. Now we have module D. So when it comes to module D, we have these many units. First one is taxation, income tax and deferred tax. Then we have आपका GST. Then we have overview of cost and management accounting, costing methods, standard costing, marginal costing. This. Okay. There are few units आपका which I'll suggest to watch from the recorded. These three. Okay, these three units आपका. So those आपका like those who are like those who missed these particular unit or the previous series now, so at least watch these three units आपका from your concept part. One is costing methods आपका different methods, then standard costing and marginal costing. All the numericals and all, they generally belongs to this. If time allow, you can go for budget and budgetary control, or you can go for the GST, but this is something which is manageable, right? But these three are kind of must. So when it comes to, there are some areas which you have to focus, like we have areas like your break-even points which get asked. We have your margin of safety. We have cost, volume, profit analysis. Apart from this, profit to date or profit till date. This is also and your these mostly the numerical portion. They ask 1 marker questions. आपका 1 marks numericals around these particular. This topic is this module itself. आपका you can expect on an average 20 marks question around this one and doable. Like module C is something where you have to build the fundamental, but this is something if you go once or twice na, you will be able to score good in this particular part, right? चलो तो start करते हैं. First we have taxation. So when it comes to taxation, this is just introduction of आपका taxation. So we have TDS, TCS, income tax act आपका. Classification of taxpayer is very important. TCS is very important because there are some changes. Classification of income आपका head also very important. Income not included, this also get asked last time also around the agriculture and all. Deductions आपका new tax regime, and we have deferred tax आपका which also get asked many time in your examination, right? So when it comes to the overall areas, so income tax act 1961, which is the governing act आपका for the income tax in India, it work on a ability to pay principle. Means we have tax slab आपका like for आपका for individual, we have different for companies, for LLPs, different entities, they are having different tax slab. So authority आपका, it is based on the ability to pay principle. Like let's say if you are as a working professional, if you are earning less than 12 lakh, so you do not have to pay any taxes. or plus 75,000 standard deduction is there. So even if your income is 12 lakh 75,000, you do not have ability to pay taxes. Okay, that is the meaning of this. If somebody is earning आपका 20 lakhs or let's say आपका 19 lakh something, so this is or beyond आपका this amount, they have ability to pay taxes. So accordingly, like if your income is 1 crore or 100 crores, the income will increase. It is a progressive approach. As your income will increase, आपका your tax burden will also increase in this particular case. So when it comes to governing laws, so we have Income Tax Act 1961, rule is 62, and they get amended with budget. Okay, every year we come up with the budget, so that is the one. And applicability आपका across the different areas, we will be going through this. We have, for an individual, we have 5 sources of income. This get asked many times. They'll give you one small case and they'll ask you ki this will come under which head of the income tax. So 5 sources. One is income from salary, or they can directly ask about the head also, huh? With not, which is part of or not. So income from salary, which we get from salary, house property, rental income. We have income from capital gain, any investment we have made and we have sold that particular one during the financial year. So that is the one. And income from business and profession, teaching in or anything what we are doing additional from these one, that will come under this. Income from other sources like interest on FD, you won the lottery during that particular period. So all this will come under this particular period. So you just have to remember all these aapka 5 head which are generally part of this one. Now one another list aapka which I'll recommend, which you have to remember, that is your income which is not included in total income. Yeah, so which is not included in total income. Agriculture income, partner shares in आपका firm total income, आपका value of travel concession. Then we have gratuity amounts, we have payment from the abroad approval approve आपका superannuation funds, scholarship आपका granted to meet the educational requirements and others. So they are not get included as per section 10 आपका in the income of the people, right? There are some आपका sections which generally they have asked these particular one many times, but still before entering into the examination hall, just try to go through all these particular one. Section 80C आपका 80D health insurance, 80E interest on loan taken on education आपका G donation to the certain charitable institution, QQB आपका which is royalty income to authors, royalty income for the payments, TTA interest on saving deposit accounts, B is आपका the senior citizen, U is person with disability, right? These are the concession. Then we have, when it comes to the different type of taxpayers, so we have individuals and HUF. Individual like we have companies आपका registered under Companies Act. We have LLPs आपका, which they have to pay flat 30%. We have AOPs or BOI, Association of Person or Body of Individuals, local authorities, and artificial jurisdiction person, which is not covered under previous आपका 5. So these are the which generally comes under this one, right? Now the another one is we have where did TCS gone? Sorry. Okay, sorry. I have kept TCS in the next topic. Just a minute. I'll copy paste this. It will come around here. Okay, next one we have TCS. Okay, now this is something which is very important. Okay, so TCS is basically with reference to LRS, liberalized remittance schemes. So when it comes to TCS, now this question will definitely see whether in PPB or in आपका AFM exam. When it comes to TCS, it is called tax collected at source. So there are some services which attract some additional taxes, right? like if you purchase a luxury car, so means आपका any car worth more than 10 lakh, so you have to pay 1% additional tax आपका, that is your TCS, apart from the normal taxes. So TCS is an income collected by the seller, means the car seller, or let's say if we are remitting some money abroad, so आपका the authorized dealer bank or FFMC, from wherever we are taking that thing, so from the payer at the time the transaction, it is not an additional tax, but it is an advance tax that you can claim through the ITR filing also. Okay, that can be done in this case. When it comes to TCS now, we have two rules. One is, if the question says financial year 2025-26, if question says 25-26, so you have to apply this one. Okay, you have to apply these particular one. If question says आपका financial year 2026-27 or current year, then you have to apply the latest one. Okay, so what was the case आपका when it comes to TCS? तो जनरल थ्रेशोल्ड इन 2000 फॉर दिस ईयर वाज आपका ₹10 lakh. थ्रेशोल्ड मीन्स आपका like if you do remittances up to this amount, you do not have to pay the additional taxes or this आपका 10 lakh rupees, sorry, any TCS on that particular remittance. तो three major rule. One is education आपका abroad, from the an education आपका when you have taken loan from institution. If a person who is going for going abroad आपका for education purpose and who have taken loan from the bank, that amount, let's say he remitted 20 lakh आपका and this is funded by the bank loan. If it is bank loan, do not have to pay any interest, any taxes on that one. But if it is self-funded, other than loan means self-funded, or the medical treatment up to 10 lakh आपका, it is zero, but beyond 10 lakh आपका, ठीक है, it is आपका 5%. ठीक है, if a person is going for आपका abroad for education 20 lakh rupees loan and it is self funded, तो means 10 आपका 20 lakh minus 10 lakh, remaining 10 lakh they have to pay TCS at the rate of 5%. This is 5% for financial year 25-26. It was 5%. Now what government have done during the union budget, they have declined this particular one for 2%. Okay, one change is here आपका, now this become आपका 2%, first thing which you have to remember. The second one, any other purpose आपका, travel, investment, gift or anything else, it is, if you are going for these particular purposes above 10 lakh, it was 20% up. Now another change which generally come here, the change says if you are buying a tour package or tour and travel, or if you are going for travel abroad, if you are doing remittances for that particular purpose, you have to pay TCS at the rate of 2%, and threshold will be not applicable on that particular case. Means let's say we are going abroad आपका and we are remitting 7 lakh rupees. So upfront now, as of now, you have to pay 7 lakh का 2% आपका as a TCS. Earlier, let's say you have done आपका 10, if your amount is less than 10 lakh, you do not have to pay anything. Let's say you remitted 15 lakh for the tour and travel, तो 10 lakh minus हो जाएगा, 5 lakh का 20% you have to pay as a this one. Rest all are same. तो what are the new rules आपका, ये थोड़ा सा एक बार देख के जाएगा. मोस्टली दे विल नॉट आस्क यू केस स्टडी, दे विल आस्क यू द दिस थिंग कि आपका होम लोन इंस्टीट्यूशन, इट वाज अर्लियर आल्सो इट वाज नील एंड स्टिल इट इज नील. एजुकेशन एंड मेडिकल आपका सेल्फ फंडेड, तो इट इज आपका 2%. ठीक है, अर्लियर इट वाज हाउ मच, 5% आपका. नाउ वी हैव डिक्लाइन दिस पर्टिकुलर वन फ्रॉम 5% to 2% with same threshold आपका 10 lakh, right? The third case is आपका tour package, so it is upfront 2%. Earlier it was, but now it is not part of the threshold. ठीक है, so whatever amount you remit, you have to pay 2% of the आपका amount. Any other investment आपका which is 20% in excess of 10 lakh. So this is something what they have changed here that you have to remember. ठीक है, you get it guys? समझ में आया? तो if I'll ask you to solve this question, बन जाएगा. तो दो तीन चीजों का ध्यान रखना है. I guess in PPP आपका PPP also we have this LRS scheme ना. If LRS scheme part of yes I remember this. So PPP आपका in PPP we have LRS scheme. So they might ask you this question in PPP also huh. Please आपका be careful. तो क्या होगा करेक्ट आंसर दोस्तों? तो हियर व्हाट इज आपका फाइनेंशियल ईयर 25-26 ठीक है. LRS will be pay his daughter education self funded. He want to आपका 10. So what will be your correct answer for this one? 15 lakh. तो in earlier case it is आपका 5 lakh का 5% which is equal to 25,000. तो means A will be right answer for this particular one. How come B आपका B कैसे हो गया? 5 लाख का 5% इज 25,000 ना, या मैं गलत कैलकुलेट कर रहा हूँ? कैलकुलेटर उठाना पड़ेगा क्या दोस्तों? ए कुछ लोग ए भी बोल रहे हैं हाँ, तो मैं जो ए वाले लोग हैं उनके साथ रहता हूँ राइट. व्हाट विल बी योर करेक्ट आंसर? 5 लाख का 25%. हाँ 75,000 ना, इट इज 5% ना, नॉट 25%. तो 5 5 25 ना. सुशील सर क्या हिसाब लगाया है? Savit sir also, Munisami sir. So it is like basically 25-26. So what was the rule that time? कि threshold आपका 10 lakh. तो means 15 lakh minus 10 lakh. तो it is आपका 5 lakh. तो 5 lakh का आपका 5% is equal to 25,000. तो A will be right answer. अब if I'll change the definition of this question, instead of 25-26, if I'll mention here financial year 2026-27 और आपका if you'll mention current year, तो what will be your answer for this? नहीं, अब बताइए ठीक है. So now if we have changed the concept आपका कि we have changed the slide data from financial year 25-26 to 26-27 or current year. If they'll mention like this and if they ask you to calculate the आपका this, तो what will be your correct answer? Now there is nothing change आपका, only thing is कि threshold will remain same 10 lakh आपका. तो 5 lakh का 2%, तो it will come down to 10,000 आपका राइट. तो 10,000 yes बिल्कुल सही ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट आपका this is the one. Okay, answer this question also. In my experience, if they won't go with hard question na, they'll just ask you the changes in rate आपका कि education के लिए कितना कर दिया गया है, what is the आपका threshold, or they can ask you question around apart from this, the expected question is around आपका the rate list आपका which we have seen, that is the one. बताओ दोस्तों क्या होगा आंसर इस क्वेश्चन का? Lakshmi ma'am is also answering. Very good. So, what will be your correct answer? Mr. Sharma, individual taxpayer in this current आपका ठीक है. You have to use the current one. So LRS. Or if they do not mention anything, assume as a current year. हाँ. So assumption are always with the current one. Okay. तो अप्रैल आपका 15 they remitted 5,000 for personal travel. इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है? At the rate of 2%. ठीक है. तो फर्स्ट केस विल बी एट द रेट ऑफ 2%. अगस्त 20th आपका 4 lakh फॉर एजुकेशन फंडेड बाय हिज ओन सेविंग. तो इट इज आपका इट विल बी जीरो बिकॉज it is not part of the threshold, right? Now total remittance happened so far is 9 lakh. अभी तक what they have done, they have remitted 9 lakh. अब November 10th what they did, आपका 3 lakh for investing in foreign securities. अब they are remitting funds for the foreign security. They have already utilized out of threshold was 10 lakh, they have already utilized आपका 9 lakh. तो 1 lakh we and this remittance is for 3 lakh. तो 3 minus 1 आपका that 1 we have deducted. तो 2 lakh का here it will be आपका 2 lakh का इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो 20% ठीक है. So it will come under 20%. अब बता दो आंसर अपना। पहला इट इज आपका 2%, सेकेंड आपका 0, एंड थर्ड आपका 2 लाख का 2%, नो इट इज आपका 20%, दिस इज रॉन्ग, एंड दिस इज आपका 20%। तो 135 मीन्स आपका ऑप्शन ए विल बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन। गॉट इट गाइस? समझ में आया? ठीक है, वेरी गुड लक्ष्मी मैम। चलो डन है। तो TCS वाला पार्ट विच कैन बी आस्क इन योर एग्जामिनेशन। So consider the following statement regarding classification of income under the Income Tax Act 1961. बताओ। आज ऐसा लग रहा है कि लाइक वी आर स्टडिंग फ्रॉम लास्ट 6 hours। आज का डिस्कशन वाज बिट हैवी आई गेस। It's feel like we have spent around 3 hours only, but it has looked like we are solving problem from last 6-7 hours. Module C is like that only. So now आपका क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ इन आपका इनकम टैक्स अंडर दिस। तो इनकम फ्रॉम सेविंग, अदर इनकम ट्रू है। ग्रेजुटी रिसीव्ड बाय एम्प्लॉय इज ऑलवेज included, it is not included in gross income, wrong है। Rental income, house property, income from house property, income earned by doctors, profit and gain, no it is आपका income under the profession। Agriculture income आपका exempted from this, true है। Capital gain आपका which comes under other income, no which is come under the आपका income from capital gain। 135 135 134 4 is why 4 is correct। What is income earned by doctors, so profit and gain, अच्छा okay sorry I thought it is आपका okay I thought it is आपका that capital gain, it is profit and business, true है, yes। 1345 means option B will be right answer for this particular one। Very good guys, next one। Consider the following statement regarding deductions under this, बताइए। Section 80C provide deduction for life insurance premium contribution to PPF, in this 1,50,000 is the limit। Second one आपका total limit is 1,50,000, correct है। 80E provide deduction for interest paid on education loan, not home loan, it is education loan, ठीक है, it is for education loan। TTA and TDB saving interest on saving accounts and all, this is also correct। You आपका person with disability, this is also correct। 1245 means option A will be right answer for this particular one। Very good guys, next one। Consider the following statement regarding classification of income tax payers under the Income Tax Act। Income tax payers under the Income Tax Act। So just now we have gone through this particular list आपका। So it is a company and individual are taxed under the same rate under the Income Tax Act, no। For company we have different rate, for individual we have different। Firm LLP आपका separate legal entity from the income tax purpose, yes। AOP BOI consider a person under the act आपका, this is also true। HUF can create through the formal contract, no it is by birth itself। Artificial persons are those who are not fall into the other defined आपका दस the last category आपका 235 means option A only will be right answer for this particular one, correct guys। Next one। आप भी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करो तब तक, ट्राई दिस। Okay, so with reference to classification of income head, आपका income deduction in this। So income from salary generally include pension, under financial year 25-26 standard deduction available through the amount differ depending on the tax regime आपका selected. Yes, and the if you select the new one, so basically if you select आपका new regime, you will get a standard deduction of 75,000. That is still आपका same. Rental income from house property, income from house property, and municipal taxes आपका compounding on the income आपका, this is also true. Income earned by doctors and this profession and gain, yes. Agriculture income fully taxable, they are not included in this. TTB provide deduction for senior citizen, and A is generally for non-senior citizen. This is also correct. 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 1 2 3 5 means option D must be right answer for this particular one. Correct, guys? Next one. Deferred tax. Deferred tax. It can be asset, it can be liability. So deferred tax. Actually, what happened? Ki we have aapka the income recognition rule are differ as per Income Tax Act and as per aapka Company Act. So sometimes there is a difference aapka between the overall tax liability and actual tax paid by the company. If it is like, let's say the liability was 1 crore and you have paid 1.5 crores, so the 5.50 crore means 50 lakh is deferred tax asset aapka, or the vice versa case is your liability. So deferred tax arise due to differences between taxable income and accounting income. True hai. The second one, permanent differences in deferred tax do not reverse in subsequent period aapka. This is also true. Timing differences in deferred tax result आपका amount that reverse in future. So two type of differences, one is permanent, another one is this. True, both are correct here. Deferred tax liability should be classified current liability as per the आपका accounting. अब you remember this yesterday only we talk about this. This is 100% wrong. So as per आपका Indian accounting standard, whether it is deferred tax asset or liability, it should be part of non-current. If it is आपका deferred tax liability, it should be part of non-current liability. If it is deferred tax asset, it should be part of your deferred tax asset आपका, right? The concept of deferred tax ensure clarity in current and future tax impact आपका, that's just. So 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 5. Okay, so option D should be right answer for this particular one. Okay, yes. Next question guys. Okay, next one आपका GST. तो आज यहीं पे रोकेंगे. You just take a break of आपका half an hour and I'll also take a break. I have one another marathon just after this with CAIIB people. So in next session we will be continuing from that particular one only, and tomorrow those who are going for the PPB na, आपका day after tomorrow PPB exam. So what I'll suggest ki see that concept revision आपका PDFs I have told ma'am also, she ma'am shared or not, right? She'll be sharing one single PDF आपका, just revise with the concept. Do not go for the practice आपका when it comes to tomorrow, right? So tomorrow just go for the concept things. If you go for the concept wala things and others na, that will help you a lot. So because see, the focus around the concept, do not underestimate any line in other things, because see, there is a very thin line which will create a problem. You will, believe me guys, you will come back and you will say ki aapka there is some glitch with the system. You were expecting 80 marks, 75 marks, 90 marks, and it is shown like 55, 60. That is actually not a glitch. This is something how that they create those particular line and all, right? So please go for that particular one, that will help. Muniswamy sir, definitely by tomorrow afternoon I'll share that particular one. So but you guys just those who are going for PPB aapka, just focus around your PPB exam. Forget about everything whatever happened in aapka AFM or whatever happened in past. Just now forget about everything, just focus on aapka PPB subject. ठीक है? Okay guys, चलो, all the best. ठीक है, I'll see you आपका the day of exam only, and we will be आपका doing one long marathon. So we will be and those who are not going, I'll add one video आपका for module D, same type of practice and all. So please do watch that particular one. ठीक है? So this is it from my side, guys. बढ़िया से देना है पेपर सबको PPV का, and I'll see you tomorrow also. I'll be available on chat or even in the group also, right?